morning and the jealous as a mono be no gakanakelu. Okay more. Morning and the jealous as a mono be no Asem no nwunu nwoke bụ nwa eze Chukwu bụ ụzọ mbaka ji ofe Igbo ọzọ emente eme ime ọsem nọ ya nọ n'etiti unu taa ọsọ unu binye enu n'oge akara aka eluo mmụọ na nna anyị ochie asem gị binye mmụọ na afụ na ife afụ na nzuzo asem gị binye oke ọfọ ji eje ọgụ asem unu binye ọfọ ndị Igbo niile asem gị binye ọfọ ndị mmiri asem gị binye ọfọ ndị ikuku asem gị binye eze nwaanyị osimiri asem gị binye eze nwaanyị nwanyị na-ebe asị gị binye eze nwaanyị idodi ikwu na-eme asị gị binye eze nwaanyị amambara asị gị binye eze nwaanyị osimiri nje aba asị gị binye eze nwaanyị ala Igbo niile asị gị binye eze nwaanyị ọgba asị gị binye eze nwaanyị anikewa gị binye oke arụsị na n'ike o jụrụ nwaanyị aga adị asị gị binye n'oge akara aka eluo igirigi ọgụ mmụọ asị m na gboo dike mbọsị ihe ike mere ọ ga-achọkwa nwa dike asị m dododo unu binye unu bịa tara ọjị na chijiri eji efola asị m unu binye unu bịa tara ọjị na chijiri eji efola nna anyị ochie mmụọ niile nwụrụ anwụ ka anyị dị ndụ mmụọ niile nwụrụ anwụ ka ụmụ Igbo dị ndụ mmụọ niile nwụrụ anwụ ka Mazi Nnamdi Kanu dị ndụ mmụọ niile nwụrụ anwụ ka ụmụ Biafra dị ndụ asị m unu binye n'oge akara aka eluo asị m na gboo dike mbọsị ihe ike mere ọ ga-achọ nwa dike ọ sị na mberede nyiri dike na mberede ka o ji ama nwa dike ọ ya ka m ji akpọ unu n'isi ọhamadike bụ Mazi Nnamdi Kanu ya ọ bụ Mazi Nnamdi Kanu otu mkpụrụ anya ji isi ụgwọ otu ọnụ na-ekwuchitere mba niile ụkpaka na-agba n'udu mmiri na-agba n'oge nke ya asị m unu binye n'isi ya nye ogologo ndụ na-arụ isi ike napụta ya na eke napụta ya na orie napụta ya na afọ napụta ya na nkwọ asị m na ahịa akara aka anaghị eri nwa ngwụrọ na ahịa akara aka agaghị eri Mazi Nnamdi Kanu asị m unu ga-anapụta Nnamdi Kanu na eke napụta ya na orie napụta ya na afọ napụta ya na nkwọ asị m mee ka ọnụ niile kwụrụ njọ n'isi atụgharịa kwụ mma ka ọnụ kọrọ ogiri ọnụ kọrọ ogere lachaa Chukwu okike abịa ma onye jiri mmiri siri ike kpọọ aja were aja siri ike kpọọ mmadụ asị m na taata bụ ụbọchị eke n'ala Igbo asị m na eke ga-eketara Nnamdi Kanu ndụ eke ga-eketara ya nwere onwe oke ga-eketara ya ndụ oke ga-eketara ya Biafra oke ga-eketara ya nwere onwe oke ga-ekegburu ya ndị iro kegburu ya ajọ mmadụ na ajọ mmụọ asị m na mbọsị ọ ga-apụta ekwensu ga-anọ n'ụra ndị ilo ya ga-anọ n'ụla ọkwa na ekwe osu asị m gịnị bụ ekwe osu asị m na mbọsị ọ ga-apụta ya bụ ndị ilo ga-anọ n'ụra ọha bụ ndị ọha nwa bụ ekwe osu asị m na ha ncha ga-anọ n'ụra na Nnamdi Kanu ga-apụta n'ike na ebube Nnamdi Kanu ga-apụta n'ike na ebube asị m na ọnụ kwụrụ njọ n'isi ya ga-atụgharịkwọ mma asị m ọbịa igbu Nnamdi Kanu gbuo onwe ya onye si na Nnamdi Kanu agaghị adị ndụ onye a ga-eji anazere mmiri onye si na Nnamdi Kanu agaghị apụta onye a ga-eji anazere mmiri ọnụ niile kwọrọ ogiri ọnụ ga-akọrọ ogiri lacha osisi abụla otoro ga-emeche wee kwele onye asị na Nnamdi Kanu ga-apụta asị m na ọnụ ahụ iji wee kwuo ya na ike ejikwa ya wee kwugharịa mma n'isi ya asị m na ebe onye ahụ na-atụ Mazi Nnamdi Kanu aka asị m aka gị ga-akpọnwụ osisi ahụ fọrọ Nnamdi Kanu wee tọọ nkwe asị m ikuku futuo gị anya ọbụla fọrọ Nnamdi Kanu kwawa akwa alịrị asị m alịrị akọrọ ya n'anya onye fọrọ Nnamdi Kanu cheta ihe gburu nwa ya ihe gburu nwa ya gbuo ya maka na ọ bụrụ ya gburu nwa gị Chukwu okike abịa ma asị m na mberede nyiri dike mberede ka o ji ama nwa dike asị m na okirikiri ka a na-agba ukwu ose ọ dadị ukwu ose enu na okirikiri ka ndị iro ga-agba Nnamdi Kanu mana ha ama mkpata ya aka ọ sị na nkirikiri ka ọ na-ekiri odido jiri odido enyi ozu na ọkwanụ nkirikiri ka ndị iro ga na-ekiri ya mana ha ama afụ ya anya asị m na-eje anaba isi ije asị na Nnamdi Kanu ga-eje na ọ ga-ana asị m na inye anaghị eri ọba maka na inye na ọba bụ nwanne inye agaghị eri Nnamdi Kanu maka na ọ bụ nwa inye asị na Nnamdi Kanu ga-adị ka echi echi anaghị agwụ agwụ maka na ije ejere bụ ije mmiri ọ bụrụ eje nkụ asị na ya bụ ije ga-abụ ije mmiri asị m na ọ ga-anata n'udo asị m na ọ ga-abata sirili welere asị m na unu ga-aga kpọnatara anyị Nnamdi Kanu asị m unu ga-akpọnatara anyị Nnamdi Kanu ga-akpọnatara anyị Nnamdi Kanu ga tụnye ugo ga nye ya mmeri ga nye ya mmeri ga nye ya mmeri tụnye ugo n'elu ugo nye ike n'elu ike nye ya ndụ n'elu ndụ ọkwanụ ndụ ka o ji efu na efufe unu nye Nnamdi Kanu ndụ onwe ike wee wee kwuru jinjin onwe ike wee kwuru wee fuo n'ofufe a sị na ya kara ka anaghị eri nwa ngwụrọ ihe mere ha ji jide Nnamdi Kanu bụ ka nwee ike wee megide ndị Igbo, ka nwee ike megide ụmụ Biafra, ka nwee ike wee kwuchi anyị ọnụ, ka ha nwee ike wee kachi anyị ọnụ, ka anyị ghara ikwu okwu ọzọ. Mana ama m na dododo Chukwu okike abịa ma ndị nwa na ndị nwe mmiri, ndị nwe ikuku, ndị nwe anyanwụ, mmụọ nna nna anyị ochie, mmụọ niile nwụrụ anwụ ka anyị dị ndụ, mmụọ niile ọ kpọfọrọ ọbara ha n'ike maka ihi Biafra. Asị m unu binyenu, asị m unu dododo na ọkwa na unu bụ ihe nwe ike a, ọkwa na unu ga-eji ọgụ mmụọ, ọkwa na unu ga-aga bori ahịa, ọkwa na unu ga-aga napụta ya maka na ihe ọ tinyere unu n'aka anaghị ele ule. Asị m dododo igiriga ọgụ mmụọ. Eze nwaanyị niile nọ n'ala Igbo, mmụọ niile nọ n'ala Igbo, asị m unu binye maka na onwe onye nọ n'ụwa na-anaghị aṅụ mmiri, onwe onye nọ n'ụwa na-anaghị eri nnu. Nnu bụ ihe ụtọ si na mmiri wee pụta. Onye ọbụla na-eri ihe na-eri ihe dị na mmiri, onye na-asa arụ ji mmiri asa arụ, onye ọbụla na-eme ihe ọbụla ọ na-eme ji mmiri eme ya. Asị m ihe ọbụla mmadụ na-eme n'ụwa mmiri ọ na-ebubu ụzọ. Asị m onye ọbụla kpọrọ mmiri asị na mmiri a ga-agbagbu ya. Asị m onye ọbụla fụrụ mmiri n'anya ga-afụ Nnamdi Kanu n'anya. Onye ọbụla fụrụ mmiri n'anya ga-afụ Nnamdi Kanu n'anya. Onye ọbụla mmiri na-awụsa n'arụ ga-afụ Nnamdi Kanu n'anya. Onye ọbụla mmiri na-emesa n'arụ ga-afụ Nnamdi Kanu n'anya. Onye na-aṅụ mmiri na-eli nnu, asị m na ọnụ anyị ji wee lie nnu wee ṅụọ mmiri na ị ga-eji akwa okwu ọma n'isi Nnamdi Kanu n'aha Chukwu okike abịa ama.
Ise. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, great Biafrans and lovers of freedom. This is Radio Biafra HAUSA-SERVICE coming to you through Radio Biafra London. My name remains Mazi, Jonathan Chinedu from Olu province of Biafra land. We are here live and direct. Today is the 17th day of September in the year of our Lord 2022. Being Saturday, a day dedicated to discussions on religious issues in this hallowed platform, because we can never shy away from our responsibilities. We don't shy away from realities facing us. That is why it doesn't matter the odds, the enormity of the job. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu started this movement of the destruction of the zoo called Nigeria with the truth. Some people thought that it is something that is impossible, but here we are today moving on. Therefore, we don't shy away from our reality. Because when you fear to fight today, the fight is still waiting for you. You fight it tomorrow. That is the thing. So, when people see or criticize our program in this hallowed platform, mostly Saturday programs about religion, discussions about religion, they should understand that this is something that is facing us. It's our reality. It's a problem that is facing us that we should never shy away from. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who started this movement, who started this hallowed platform, never shied away from it. When people were pressuring him that, if you continue this, you are dividing Biafrans. Let us face the restoration of Biafra. At some time, somebody called, I think, a pastor in one of these Scandinavian countries. Is it Denmark? Something like that. He said that, look, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, what you are doing great job. But when he said, I am a coordinator, one of the coordinators in IPOB, I think in Denmark, yes, or Sweden. That Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, what you are doing, you are going into religion, you are trying to destroy all these things you are doing. Because as I'm here now, I'm listening, I'm listening, not only me, with foreigners, some Swedish people, some foreigners with me listening, that are even paying their due, sponsor or financing also, but they are not Biafrans and they are Christians. So this thing you are doing will scare them away. We people, there is something I see in our character in the Igbo. I know too much. In another word translated, we feel that is inferiority complex. Do you understand me? inferiority complex. We always mind what others will say more than what is good to us or what is good for us. That is what I see in average Igbo man character. That is why we don't care even destroying our own in order to please a foreigner. You will see four Igbo people, or 5 people gathered in a place. 4 are Igbos. 1 is a non-Igbo. All of them will be speaking in English in order to accommodate the other one. You know, it's not too bad, but we take the inconvenience too much in order to satisfy a foreigner. It is part of our problems today. I'm telling you. You will see 6 people in one place gathering and talking, or drinking and talking. 2 Yoruba, they will be discussing in Yoruba language. They don't care whether you hear or you don't hear. That is not their problem. You know, that character is how do you say it? It's a dominant character. It's a dominating type of character which we lack. And that is one of the reasons why we are laughing. We are suffering in everywhere, because we want to always satisfy others, even if it means going too much inconveniencing ourselves. We want to satisfy. Other people that are Christians, they will say, what are you talking? So is that what you are talking? They will feel bad. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, why not to stop this religion or religious discussion? Please don't discuss it. Our leader laugh. He say, then we should stop talking about Biafra, if it is what we want. Stop talking about Biafra. Let us fold and go home, because others will feel offended. Because when you talk about Biafra, so many people will feel offended also. Don't you see what is happening to our sister Ujuanya? How many people were offended at her outburst, at her expression of our pains? Many people, including world billionaires, they were offended. I know, as I said yesterday, many Igbo so-called intellectuals, they will be where they are, now think crazy against Ujuanya now. Because people look at James Bezos. Look at, let her respect. That is why I say I was following Father Oloma Abuloma until he made that statement. I immediately unfollowed him. I insulted him in my comments, something that is not usual to me, but I did that. I'm telling you honestly, because we shouldn't be dying in silence. If we rise up, we are going to inconvenience other people. No. Just be gentle slaves and cool down, suffer your pains, cool down. It will go, you will go over it, you get over it, but don't talk. And we have been living like that. Our so-called intellectuals or politicians have been programmed to be like that, with the reward of scrums and political posts. You're a good boy. They praise us always. You're a good boy. Hard-working Igbo people. We are hard-working. When Ladikbo and other markets in Lagos, they are going to be closed indefinitely. They will come tomorrow. You people are hard-working. Don't worry, we will give you another poto, another swampy area in Atlantic Ocean to develop. You people know how to develop. And we are dying. They continue praising us hypocritically. The time has come for us in order to do something and face our fears. That is what we are doing. That is why today I always dedicate it to discussions on religious issues. We will never shy away from it. It doesn't matter who is being penned, because it's part of our serious problems. I'm telling you, what this foreign religion or religions has cost in Africa is mind-boggling. What this foreign religion has cost even in Biafra land is more than worst than anything. So we must continue doing the needful. I am waiting for one other that could join me because I talked with her before and she have to join me in no distant time. Meanwhile, as I said, our leader is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who is in the enemy territory. Make no mistake about it. He must be released. Do you understand? You know, there is something we always reiterate here. What we are doing is the right thing. We are not breaking any law. IPOB is not breaking any law. It is our fundamental human right. Our right as stipulated in the International Human Rights Charter for self-determination. And that is what we are doing. That is why no matter the efforts the Fulani Caliphate of Nigeria has tried in order to label us, to bribe countries into labeling us as terrorists, but no way. And one other thing that is worthy of notice is this: no IPOB arrested member has ever been convicted. No single one. I'm not saying many. No one person has ever been convicted under Nigeria law. Now, because what we are doing, it is legal even under Nigeria law. So that is why they kill us, as they are doing in Allah. The Hopus or the that Supreme Court governor, the vampire of Imo State, Ojo Banakwaka, he is killing us. He has been killing us, and today the Nigerian military boats from air and land, they are bombarding. They have been bombarding us in Allah, killing anything that moves, shooting at, killing anything that moves. Because they cannot take us to courts, to their own courts. You know, in 2017, before our leader's house was raided, invaded, and his assassination, failed assassination attempt, he said that he is going to go to Nigeria court I think in the next month or next 2 months, as of that time. And he's going there with 2 million Biafrans. That he is ready to stand trial anywhere in the zoo, as long as his security is guaranteed, because he knows that we have broken no law. That is why there is no single conviction of any IPOB family member arrested. All they do, the bogus law of terrorists, this and that rubbish, after the person will be released. That is why they used to kill us. Because they know that under the law, we are not breaking any law. Under Nigerian law, under Nigerian constitution, that we are right in what we are doing. So, the only thing they are doing is to kill us. If they look front or back and they see, they abduct our people secretly and kill them. That is it. Nigeria is a terrorist government. Is a caliphate, terrorist caliphate. Do you understand what I'm saying? And that is the reality. So once again, I welcome each and every one of you to today's edition of Radio Biafra House of Service, coming to you through Radio Biafra London. Before I continue to the topic of my submission, which is religion and God. In this case, does any religion has the monopoly of God? That is the topic of my submission today. It's a question. I'm talking about, I talk religion and God. Now, in brackets, does any religion has the monopoly of God? That is what we are going to talk about today. But before I go there, please, I will read some news. I will read some news. News headlines, I should say. We didn't block the news. Instead, we read them. It is the news from the zoo, from the giant African zoo. When you hear that, oh, Africa is a giant of Africa, it's a giant zoo. The biggest zoo in Africa. being put together, cobbled together, amalgamated together by UK, United Kingdom, by Britain, for their interest. That is why we are suffering. They put people that has no business being together, of which Gambo confirmed it few days or few weeks back when he went to receive some awards in Niger Republic. He made a public statement there, something he wouldn't say inside the zoo called Nigeria, because these people are hypocrites. You know why? They believe that the caliphate, the Fulani caliphate, they are hypocrites. They talk from both sides of their mouths, and I don't blame them. The reason being that they see indigenous people of Nigeria as dead bodies. Dead body. So they play anyhow they want. Because the dead bodies don't react. They don't rise up. They don't react. They are stone dead. Nigerians are stone dead. That is why they even make a mockery comedy of very serious issues concerning their lives. And they laugh away their lives little by little. You understand? Gambo, the chief of staff of Asorok, the one that replaced Abba Kyari, the de facto president. Gambo said in his visit to Niger Republic to receive some awards for giving Niger Republic billions and billions of dollars worth of infrastructure and cash and cars, everything they need, developing them. He said, look, that Niger and them, the north, the caliphate, and Chad, they are the same, and other neighboring countries. They are the same people. Yes, it's true. That is true. He said it is only Europe that during the Berlin conference, he mentioned it vividly. Go and read the news. You will see it. It's there. That it is the Europeans that divided, separated brothers that shouldn't be separated, and amalgamated them with other people that they don't have business staying together. Is it Gambo or Gambari? Gambari said it. Pump and plain. In Niger. But in Nigeria, you say, no, the unity of Nigeria is non-negotiable. The unity of Nigeria. And you know who is fooling who? Because they see the indigenous people in Nigeria as the most foolish people on earth. Do you see? I think the other day I talked about Buhari, Babangida's, Gideon Oka's failed coup, military coup. How he wanted to upturn the status quo of Buhari because he saw it. Have you forgotten how Buhari killed many people? Retrenched soldiers from mostly Middle Belt and the South. Have you forgotten? Mamamvasa them on trumped-up charges. He executed them and killed the people in military officers of Middle Belt and Southern origin in that recluse in 1992 crash in Lagos. Have you forgotten? You know, Nigerians are 15 minutes people. If they are really alive, 15 minutes they forget. Have you forgotten? Buhari started all this rubbish. Go and Google the 1989 Abuja pronouncement. 1989. It is there about the OIC, what they plan, and how Babangida started helping them to execute the Fulanization via Islamization of Nigeria. When you check all this, you say, look, are these not the same people? How is it that in 1966 I should say, the caliphate convinced every other indigenous population in that zoo called Nigeria that look, Biafra is the problem. Kill them. You see, Britain helped put that poison Igbo through BBC. It's Igbo coup, And all other indigenous population bought that rubbish. People that were trying to save Nigeria to the detriment of Biafrans, to the detriment of the Igbos. All of a sudden, the caliphate turned everybody to hate Biafrans. But after rallying them round, the Middle Belters, the Lantern people, the Gugwari people, Nupe, all the indigenous population, even the Yorubas, to kill, to help to defeat Biafra. Where are we today? Little by little, in subsequent governments, the caliphate started purifying, purging the ethnic indigenous people in the military, in the government, purging them. If people want to talk, they say, no, look, Igbos. Do you want Igbos to dominate? Look, it's because I don't want Igbos to dominate. That is why I'm doing this. And they bought that rubbish, garbage. Today, where is everybody? That is a question I used to ask. Is everybody not crying? Foolish people, foolish indigenous population, manipulated by the Fulani Caliphate, as easy as anything. Today is, where is everybody? Gowon is still alive. He is seeing the demise of his own people, the killing and slaughtering of his own villagers, brothers and sisters, and he become a prayer warrior. He can't do nothing. Because he was used to instigate this rubbish that is happening today. He was the original person that was used to instigate it. You understand? When he killed Agin Ironsi, he was serving, one Nigeria, we both, how should you say you are going out from Nigeria? He destroyed everything because of Nigeria. Today, where is everybody? The whole indigenous people, the whole non-Fulanese are crying. Even Hausas. Thank God they are rising up, the Hausas. Because what we are saying, there is nothing like Hausa Fulani. There is one video that was made by an Hausa man. He said it. But there is nothing like Hausa Fulani. He's a pure Hausa man. That their eyes are open now, thanks to social media. They listen to Radio Biafra. When we say there is nothing like Hausa Fulani, believe you me, people are listening. And the Hausas are listening. They are trying to rise up. They are rising up. No matter how, little they are started. But it is something. Something that has not been done before. So we must continue. Okay, the first news headline. 9 partisan lawyers file lawsuit seeking to ban P2B from campaigning in Lagos. There is something, in as much as we are not in support of any presidential candidate in zoo politics of electioneering, but we learn things from there. And we analyze it. How can people, lawyers, file lawsuits seeking to ban P2B from campaigning in Lagos? It is absurd, isn't it? In the same one, Nigeria, all these bigots, they are obsessed with anything Igbo. That is why they say, always see P2B. He's an IPOB member. He's the Igbo president that is going to be. He's not going to cater for Nigeria. He's for Igbo. He's an IPOB member. But look at people, Atiku Abubakar, Shetima, all of them that has been seen shaking hands with Fulani terrorists. No person has the courage to come and openly talk about it. No. Why? Because Nigerians are dead bodies. That is the reality. They are not even alive. Talk less of rising up to do something. The hatred of Igbos, I'm saying this always. The hatred of the Igbos is why Nigeria is being destroyed. and it is good. You know, I say, the hatred of the Igbos, of Biafrans, because when I talk about Igbos, do not think that I am demarcating. No. Ijos, everybody is being regarded as Igbos. Igbo, Ijo, Igala, Idoma, all are Igbos in the eyes of the Fulani Caliphate. They don't know the distinction. They call everybody Igbos, and it's true. It's only when they come to digital, separation, that separation to conquer. Now they call you Niger Delta, of which, people don't know that Imo and Abia are part of Niger Delta. They don't know. Ignorance is a very big disease. The hatred of the Igbos is a blind spot through which the Fulani Caliphate works. They work to take over everywhere. The hatred of the Igbos. That is it. Igbo from Igbo coup, mentioning of Igbo coup. Everybody, rise up against the Igbos. Till today, everywhere is being destroyed. When people want to talk, they will say, Niger Republic, didn't Niger Republic, when people are crying, Nigerians are writing in social media, why is Nigeria government giving Niger Republic billions and billions in development or in developmental aid and building infrastructures like railway lines, like roads down to Niger? Now, the Niger Minister of Defense came out openly and said, hey, all you Nigerians that are talking, didn't we help you people to defeat Biafrans? So we made it what we are getting. So what do you say about it? Since that day, every Nigerian commenting, they just keep quiet till today. When you want to hit Nigerians, even if I just tell, Biafra, Biafra, everybody will keep quiet. Is the blind spot with which or through which the caliphate takes over Nigerians. Talk about Biafra. Everybody, okay. If it's because that is a no-go area. It's a place Nigerians don't want to discuss, because they know that there are many dirty layers inside. So they better avoid it. Instead, let Niger Republic be built by Nigeria. No, they are comfortable with it, as long as you don't talk about Biafra. Do you see how stupid they are? 9 partisan lawyers file lawsuit seeking to ban P2B from campaigning in Lagos. They say if his campaign in Lagos will be like NSAS protest. Do you see? In one Nigeria, do you see? Okay. You are where you are not needed. You are not seen with any good eye, and you are still fighting. We develop here, let us go and develop there. When are you going to wake up? When are you going to wake up? Okay. There is this news I saw online. Widow's son begged for price reduction as Lagos auctions vehicle. I saw that thing. It's emotional anyway, but there's something I want to bring there. Emotions were loose on Thursday when a widow 49, Dorothy Dike, and her son Osinachi Ndukwe wept openly as they begged for price reduction while their only vehicle, bought at the rate of 1.8 million on hire purchase, was being auctioned for 450,000 naira. Yes, when I read about it, why their vehicle was compounded was because of the committed traffic offense, driving opposite the traffic, which is horrible. But they sentenced the driver, which is the woman, the lady, I think is downfall. They sentenced the lady to 3 years imprisonment, and she served it. And now they compounded the vehicle to auction it. You know, the vehemence of that punishment, though, you know, they shouldn't drive contrary to traffic. It is more than bad. Now, what I'm saying there is the vehemence of the punishment, the severity of the punishment is what I'm talking about. They compounded the vehicle and they sentenced the woman to 3 years imprisonment. Okay. And they are selling this, they sold the vehicle on auction, among others. Now, what about people that are all these looters? You will see somebody, is given bail of 20 million naira. Somebody that they accuse of that they had facts, proofs of looting public fund. Maybe 10 billion naira, $3 billion, 80 billion naira. All these people, the other time, I think the other one time, last time they released one. Just go home with a chicken change bell. Why don't you maintain that severity in tackling all these people that are destroying people's lives every day? Instead, the law in Nigeria is for the poor masses, the helpless, hapless people. Once is an Igbo person. Oh, Igbo. Chineke, no pity, no mercy. You understand? Just like they destroyed one Igbo man's 2 hotels in Maiduguri, Borno. Have you forgotten? The other day I read the news. And quietly, Chinese television didn't talk about it. That is how they are destroying our property secretly. You understand? The severity of this punishment handed down to these poor people, they shouldn't have committed that offense, of which normally, under normal circumstances, even if it's a jail term, it goes with fine or a little jail term, and maybe the license of the person, because the vehicle didn't commit the crime, is the people. If the vehicle papers are okay, no problem. The vehicle has no question to answer. But the people, the person can be jailed or fined, and the license of the person could be impounded, no more, so that he will not drive again, or for some certain years, so that he will understand. But she's given jail time, and the vehicle compounded, and you know, the severity of that is what I'm saying. Why are all these political criminals, public servants that are criminals, public masters I call them, not public servants, why are they not handed this type of severe punishment? In China, if you touch public fund, they kill you. They sentence you to firing squad. You kneel down, the executioner will be at the back and kill you at point blank range, because you are simply a garbage in the society. That is why China is doing well. In Nigeria, the reverse is the case. The more you loot, the more grade you have. But they hand out severe punishments to very, suffering masses, without no people, no help. People that under normal circumstances, people that should be number one for government to protect. But in Nigeria, no way. They are the people that are being killed and persecuted, and at any slightest provocation, killed or handed the most severe punishment. And we must continue. Why we are doing what we are doing is to restore a country that is for everybody, where everybody will be equal in the eyes of the law. That is what, because in Nigeria, it is so far from it, far from it. People loot I remember when this guy they call Brekete family, ordinary president, few years back, when somebody came with a case against Abba Kyari, how the guy used him. He borrowed money to do contract. Abba Kyari collected the money. You know, these people, they are low-life people. That is it. Even they still, they have billions and trillions, but that little thousand, they will still steal it from you. It's a disease in Nigeria. That guy, that man, is an Hausa man also. Stocked everything, how with proof and the account of how Abba Kyari, the money, the loot, the account, they saw that plenty money that is uncountable. When that case was going on, I was laughing. I would say, this guy will not finish this case, so because other will come from above. And honestly, it's like that. All that kept, they will call him and say, hey, game over, stop this joke, stop it. Don't handle this case again. Don't even talk about it again. And he stopped it. You understand? Because it involves somebody of hierarchy. So a demigod. We are restoring a country whereby you can sue your president. An ordinary person, a street, public street sweeper, can sue a president in Biafra land. You know, the character we have, why sometimes, is disgusting sometimes, because it's in the Nigeria setting. If channeled well, if bridled very well, controlled and advanced, that is the character of an advancing country. Where if you are in public office, now Biafrans will we want to have a country whereby public service will no more be attractive. Everybody will be running away from public service. Say, nah, I don't have power to deal with this Biafran, so. Because you must account for one kobo, 1 cent of as a president, as a governor, as a prime minister, or anything in public office. Taxpayers' money. You must account for the lowest, the 1 cent of it, which you use. That is how it's supposed to be. In Biafra land, people will make the lives of politicians unbearable, misery. You will serve 1 day, 2 days, you will just resign, like in Japan. You will resign. That said, I give me all these people I beg. I know I'm not the do again. They will beg you to come and come and contest now to be a president. Me? Hey, bam, 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 bam. That is a country we want. That is a country we want to restore. Not a place like Nigeria whereby when somebody becomes the local government chairman, the whole village will celebrate because they are going there to loot. The family will buy cows, go do Thanksgiving because they know that they are not serving the people. Instead, they will be Lord. Do you understand? In Biafra land, the reverse will be the case. If they appoint you to be a public servant for something, you will resign, and the hierarchy will say, no, we need your service, please. You are not resigning, you must serve. This is your country, you will come and serve. If you are in your office, your body will be shaking. If you are in the office, in your office, doing your job, your hand will be shaking, your body will be shaking. That is how it should be. The same thing that is happening in the European politics. The politicians, they don't, because they don't want to, they don't want to cross the people's way. Everything is transparent. Do you understand? That is a country that we are trying to restore. So that everybody, we will make the lives of politicians a misery. They will be miserable in Biafra land. So that if you persevere, if you go there, you know that you are serving the people. You want to advance the nation. That is the only thing. Not going there to loot. Do you understand? Okay. Let me read the last news headline. Boko Haram chief executioner who slaughtered 1,000 abducted military men, civilians, surrenders in Borno. Do you see, the Fulani, they have their agenda and plan is so sophisticated. I said this and I continue saying this. What's Boko Haram, ISWAP, what they are fighting? Now, the caliphate have been able to convince them, mostly Boko Haram, because Boko Haram, for them, Boko Haram is killing even Muslims. Do you understand? Boko Haram is killing Muslims also. So they don't like it. That is why they brought ISWAP. ISWAP is these people you call bandits. They call bandits. Fulani headsmen. All are the same. Now these people, they differentiate. That is why you see them. They are controlling many towns in Kaduna, in Katsina, Sokoto, many places in the north. They are making the law, controlling it. Not Boko Haram. Because the problem they have with Shekau is that they say he is killing indiscriminately, even the Muslims, their fellow Muslims. But they groomed ISWAP, Fulani headsmen. When you hear ISWAP, also Fulani headsmen is part of ISWAP. I'm telling you with authority. These are the people they call the bandits. They are the same. So they bring them so that in order to make them target only non-believers. So now they convince Boko Haram that, look, what you people are fighting against, we are going to achieve it, but politically, in a softer in a soft way. We are with you. After all, they are your sponsors. They are their sponsors. So that is why they call the Boko Haram boys to pretend as if they have surrendered. Just do it. And according to record, they say about 79 or more than 79,000 of them. Look at. And all these Boko Haram, they surrender with their wives and children. Indigenous population in Nigeria, you people are zombies, the most fully set of people, dead bodies. I call you. They have wives and children with them, fighters. So where are their wives and children always? Or is it only IPOB that they come, they indiscriminately kill everybody? They come. No matter that we are championing our legal rights, we are agitating. It is our legal right. Now, they told Boko Haram, they themselves, leave what you are doing. We are getting there, but politically. Do you remember how schools were closed urgently in Abuja and many other northern states? That is Boko Haram. Western education is evil. That is what they are doing. So that is why this one now it come out. Tomorrow they are going to put him inside the Nigerian military and send him down to the south, to Biafra land. Like in Allah. To kill. They will give him now license to kill. 007. License to kill. Official license to kill. What is the difference between Boko Haram terrorists killing as Boko Haram and Nigerian military killing people in Biafra land? They carry the whole Boko boys, say they are the radicalized, and bring them to Biafra land. This man is coming to Biafra land. Tomorrow they will give him a rank and he will come because he mastered the art of killing. slaughtering. So he will come to Biafra land and start massacring there they will tell him, now you a military man, massacre. Do not have pity. These are the infidels you're supposed to be killing. Do you see how they destroyed the Nigeria school? Even in Abuja, they close. Security or insecurity. Now they gradually destroyed Nigeria school. That is Boko Haram. They don't want Western education. They want everybody to be like Almajiri, zombies. And they are achieving it. Nigerians have eyes but they cannot see. They have mouths, they cannot talk. They have legs, they cannot walk. They don't see what is happening because they are dead bodies. Today, this man, let me read a bit. A senior member of the Boko Haram Boko Haram terror group, Bashir Budawaye, his family, including wife and children, have surrendered to the troop of Operation Hadin Kai in Binki, in Bama local government area of Borno State. All these are arranged. I say he will take his photograph. Tomorrow you will see him in Biafra land under a Nigerian military uniform, killing Biafrans. And that is what they tell them. So they have families, they have wives and children. Where did they keep them? Where they go fighting? A counter-insurgency expert and security analyst in Lake Chad, Zagazola Makama, said Bulabu Dawaye was Boko Haram chief executioner who slaughtered all abducted persons condemned by the group. An intelligence officer told Mukama that this guy was known to be an official who carries out a sentence of death on a condemned persons, captured military men and civilians when Abubakar Shekau was a leader of the sect group. Oh, la la. The sources said the former terror kingpin. No, now we become a former terror kingpin. Nigerians, you people are stupid. People writing this. Anyway, maybe this is it Bamatuku? What is the name of that man deported from Egypt? After all, he owns a newspaper. He owns news, mainstream news. These are people churning out news for you. Terrorists. They are calling him now former terror kingpin. No. He's a former one. He repented after slaughtering thousands of people. Uncountable. Had appeared in many grisly footages showing fighters aligned with Boko Haram, cutting the throats of prisoners and shooting captives after accusing them of being infidels. Do you understand? I don't want to continue reading because it is disgusting. I say simply disgusting. I'm telling you honestly. What they did in Nigeria, what Britain did, cobbling us together, people that have no business being together as one people, as one country. They just force us together. Catherine Aliang, the British High Commissioner in Nigeria, is busy every day running up and down, telling everybody that Nigeria should be maintained, their business should be maintained, their toys should be maintained. This is evil. It's evil. This is despicable. This is crime against humanity. I'm telling you. I will go straight to the topic of my submission. The time is going, but we must do what we have to do. And anytime he comes, she comes, I'll bring her in. Honestly. Let me see. I want to say something. I want to check something. Okay. So, as I said, religion and God. That is the topic of my submission. Does any religion has the monopoly of God? That is what we should ask ourselves. Every religion talks about God or gods and spirituality. No religion has the monopoly of God, because every religion talks about God and spirituality. let's go to the primary definition of religion as usual, because we continue reminding people. Religion is usually defined as a social-cultural system of designated behaviors. You mark that word, social-cultural. Social-cultural system of designated behaviors. Which means, do you know, social-cultural, people from different places, ethnicities, regions of this world have different socio-cultural systems. I think you agree to that. Religion is defined as a socio-cultural system of designated behaviors and practices, morals, beliefs, worldviews, texts, sanctified places, prophecies, ethics, or organizations that generally relates humanity to supernatural, transcendental, and spiritual elements. And it continues in summary that there is no scholarly consensus over what precisely constitutes a religion. Do you understand? But primarily, we understand that religion is defined as a social-cultural system of designated behaviors and practices, morals, all this. Which means religion should not be one-sided. Religion is, as one that used to say, it is influenced by the environment people naturally found themselves into. Do you understand? The way you feel things. There are people that have not witnessed earthquake before in life. There are people that almost every month they witness it, almost, or every year. Let me say every year they witness it. All these natural disasters. All these things shapes the way they see things. All these things shapes their belief or their system, their cultures. Everything concerning their religion. Their natural indigenous religion. Do you understand me? Just like, they talk about Father Christmas, Santa Claus, the tradition of the Nordic, of the Western Hemisphere in their religion. Now they bring it. It goes during the winter. In the tropical place like Nigeria, in our side, in Biafra land, we don't know what is winter. So, how can you be going, a Santa Claus going, through the snow? Because it is their culture, it is their system. It is how the environment they found themselves. But when they put it on us now, we try to copy something that is not original to us. That is a problem. Do you understand? Now you wear something, cover yourself in something in a tropical heat. Is it not stupidity? Okay, let me go. Religion has to do with aspects of human culture and cultures. Human culture. It has to do with aspects of human culture. And the cultures are not the same in this world. Cultures are not the same. From point A to point B, cultures change because of the environment. We are the same human beings. We have the same blood. We have the same, the same basic organs as human beings. We speak different languages as human beings. But our cultures are not the same because they are shaped primarily by the environment that we found ourselves. People in the tropical forests, there is how they see this world from their point of view due to the forest that they see. There are people that never see forests. Do you understand that? There are people in the desert. There are people that live in the desert. If you bring them to the forest, they can die even. They become sick. They fall sick. The same way, if they take you as a Biafran, go for you to live inside the desert, you can die. Because it is not your natural environment. You have to acclimatize yourself or you fall sick. You understand? So all these things influence cultures. There are people, like in our place, we eat as anything that land, our forest can provide to us. We eat it. It is good. We go, we take a snail naturally, arrow, mushroom naturally, different types of insects. We call wakon, termite, different types of termites, eruru, edible larvae. We eat them because that is the environment we find ourselves. But there are people, all these things are disgusting. If you ever try, it is disgusting to them. They understand. But we are all human beings. What I'm giving you a primary analogy of how religions differ and should be, but the same thing, the same God or gods. Because there are people that believe in one God. There are people, they call even Christianity monotheism religion, but sometimes I don't believe it. How can you say monotheism is believe in one God, but you have God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Ghost? What do you want? The Father born the Son, and the Son, and they are in one God. And you have, there are things that we're supposed to ask questions, as our leader used to say. And you're saying that you believe in one God. Do you understand? Oh, there is a son, the father, a son. When one funny thing with them, when you want to ask more questions, they say, no. Spiritual something is above carnal mind. They close it like that. They close their ignorance like that. We are no more in that era. We are in the era of digging out. The era of human advancement. If human beings can travel, human beings can make, craft that can travel at 1,000 kilometers per second. Per second and not per minute. Go and ask NASA and the Russian space and ESA also. Ask them. They will tell you. Bullet is traveling at 600 meters per second. 600 meters. Do you understand? Per second. But this space vehicle lands in the earth at the speed of 1,000 kilometers per second. Maybe from Nigeria to Spain, it will take it 5 seconds or 6 seconds. Is there. If human being can manufacture this type of thing, how do you think that we continue zombieing and say no, leave canals? You shouldn't ask questions. Canal mind cannot understand spiritual something. We are canal. We have to understand it, for goodness sake. Because those people that build all these things, they are canal like us. They don't go zombieing like people in Nigeria. Zombieing. I saw a video of where people are killing Satan through prayer, beating, some carry knife, some carry stick. They are beating Satan, praying, speaking in tongue in the open space. In the open space. You are on our shame. They shame us. I say our collective shame, because I'm also a black person. They shame everybody. You understand? You are killing Satan with a knife. That is, we must continue. I'm telling you. Okay. Therefore, when people are made or forced to accept foreign cultures in the name of religion, it becomes a form of conquest. Conquest forces people to behave and see things in the ways of the conqueror. Do you understand? When slaves were transatlantically sent to the new world, which is America today, their masters, their slave masters, tried to convert them into Christianity. For your information, those slave masters that kills slaves, their slaves, that sells, that rapes the females, their female slave, their master sleeps with this female slave at will, so that they produce children who are, mulattoes, to his advantage. It's just like when you have a sheep, a goat in your house. You always want that goat, that female goat, to produce more, because all belongs to you. It's to your advantage. You're a cow. You're a cow rearer. You're a farmer. You are rearing cow or goat or sheep. Every time you want even that female goat or sheep to be producing more children, because it is to your advantage. You can sell them. That is how these people that brought Christianity to us to go to heaven, they rape their black slaves, female slaves, at will. They want, so that they continue. If they be at triplets, they are happy. They go and give testimony in their churches, their various churches, because they have more animals at their disposal. They can sell them. People that can take a child from a mother, and because he need money, just sell that slave. Remove a child, a junior, from the mother forever. But these are people that want us to go to heaven. They are showing us to go to heaven. When I talk, people reason. I'm not cajoling anything. I'm not trying to criticize. I want to poke your thinking faculty, your common sense, in order to reason what I'm saying. Because the more I think about this, the more I blame ourselves for being stupid, wholesomely stupid, for falling into this rubbish. We never think. We are conquered with emotion, so we don't think. These people, the slave masters, they try to convert their slaves to Christian, showing them Bibles, Bible verses that slaves obey your masters. All this is what, so that once they are converted to Christianity in the field, they become pliable, they become more docile, they become, they cannot react, they can no more fight back, they can no more react as they should to injustice meted to them. Do you understand? Because every time they will go Bible study, their master will teach them that, look, good Christians should obey their masters, slave masters, even if it's harsh to them. Because if you don't obey your master, you will not go to heaven, you will go to hellfire. Do you remember? Just light matches to your hand, to your finger, and see how painful. That is how hell is painful. So you have to obey your masters, be obedient servants. Obedient, not servants, obedient slaves. And heaven is yours. Blessed is he that is meek, for he shall inherit the kingdom of God. Blessed is you when you are persecuted, when they kill you, for you shall inherit the kingdom of God. Blessed are you when you are poor in this world, for in heaven, you shall inherit the whole gold. All these they continue pumping in the heads of the slaves. And it's not only the slaves. They conquered territories in Africa, like in Biafra land, by the Europeans. And now we take poverty as one of the factors of going to heaven. That is why everybody became relaxed. You become relaxed in your poverty. You become relaxed in when you are being unjustly, persecuted. You become relaxed and say, don't worry, even if this carnal, even if this flesh is killed, don't fear those that can kill only flesh, but fear those that will kill flesh, and fear him that will kill only flesh and the spirit and soul. they continue deceiving us with rubbish. And we have been falling for it. This is the era of awakening in Africa. And it's starting with Biafra restoration, I'm telling you. I am glad to be part of this. Because history will remind us that, remember us that we did the right thing. That is my only pleasure. That we did the right thing. History will remember us that we did the right thing. All this, be gentle slaves, so that when you are suffering, there is a way they sing it in a Igbo song. I say now, I say now, quattro lonkero nowa. Enwere m ebe obibi nke ya manigwe. Ọ na-atọ anyị. Hey! I na-asụ n'ire. I am na ogbugbu anyị Chineke kwena ihe ọjọọ. These people, what they did, the more we go deep, the more it becomes disgusting. We have been stupid. I'm telling you. We embrace poverty. We embrace, mediocrity. We embrace laziness. They push us into embracing laziness. Accept poto in area. Oh, you see people happy selling food in garbage in Aba. You ask them, why are you happy? Say, don't worry, I have a place to go in heaven. How I wish that we reverse time and go back to this 18th century when the Europeans came to conquer us. We will fight instead, they kill everybody. I'm telling you honestly. We will go back to do what Japan did. I'm telling you. No religion has the monopoly of God. Because it is a human concept. So religion is a human concept. I'm coming to that. There are an estimated 10,000 distinct religions worldwide. 10,000 different religions worldwide. And it's an estimate. Maybe it's more than even. But most of the world's population, about 84%, is affiliated with Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, or Buddhism, or some form of folk religion. The religiously unaffiliated population includes those who do not identify with any particular religion. There are people that don't identify with any particular religion. But not that they hate religion or they are not religious. If they go to Hindu, they pray, they go Hindu temple, pray. If they want to pray. If it's a mosque, they enter mosque, follow, pray and eat their, sheep or meat they cook there. If it's Christianity, they enter church and sing more than anybody and dance. No problem. It is a set of people also. Now, atheists and agnostics. An agnostic is a person who believes that nothing is known or can be known of the existence of or nature of God. That is an agnotist. Not that he doesn't believe God, but he say that God, no person even know him or know his nature. Or should describe it. So no, don't talk about that side self because you don't know, you shouldn't know. That is this 16% that is not in these mainstream world religions that I mentioned. You understand? Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism, or some form of folk religion, that is indigenous religions. Okay. Let us continue. Some religions describe God with reference to gender, while others use terminology that is gender specific and gender biased. Like in English language, they use he. And he is in the Bible. That is God, which means is man. That is, when I mean the gender is masculine, you know. It's not feminine, masculine. It's male. You understand? Now the question is, how do you know that God is masculine? You know, this small question you don't ask. But here on Radio Biafra, we go back to the basics. Those places you think that are not important, we go there, we point all these things so that you go and reason. You go and make researches and think. If you're a normal human being, now your brain, you will, consult your brain and start asking questions. For us, there is no limit, in Christianity. Because what I'm telling you, I have experience about it. If you are going to preach, they will tell you avoid those that are asking foolish questions. What are foolish questions? Something that they should ask you. Say, who is God? Do you know where God lives? There are things you ask. Something that should be reasonable. That that is people should think about. Preachers will tell you, no, you are going. How can you ask God question? Now, in Nigeria, our people still think that we are in a, 11th century. All those times that Galileo, Christian religion, Roman Catholic, banished Galileo, sentencing him to house imprisonment, which even led to his death. Because he saw the reality through science that the earth is spherical, that the earth is round, rotating around the sun. But that time, because of their belief system, the Christian Catholic you are talking, because Christianity is Catholic, Roman Catholic. They say no, the world is the center and the sun is running around. They can quote somewhere in the Bible that to justify it. Just belief. But somebody, a human being, is using his God-given brain, which even nature, God have created in him, in order to make use of it, to ask questions, to decipher and solve problems, bring solutions to problems. But their belief, we say no, they limit you. You understand? They limit your capacity as a human being. That is the work of all these foreign religions. Remember, when we talk about religion, I'm not talking about religion I talk about foreign religions that are imposed on us. Because if we continue on our natural way, on our indigenous religion, by now we would have developed different theses and asked subsequent questions that will guide us to improve on our knowledge in our traditional way. Do you understand? The same way Japanese did. I will come to that later. Christianity, I'm talking now about different religions. They talk about Christianity. Christianity is an Abrahamic religion based on the life and teachings of Jesus of Nazareth, which means it's based on somebody. Forget that people call Jesus is God. That is the most heinous idolatry I've ever seen. I'm telling you honestly. Calling Jesus is a Trinity in one God. That is idolatry number one. Something that is born, somebody that is born of a woman can never be referred to God. Never. It's impossible. You are belittling God because of the teachings of men. The teaching, somebody just wake up and concocted something. This Trinity you are talking about, it came in one time by somebody introducing it into the church. Don't you know that? And it became widely accepted and continue being taught till today. All these are people's brain, something that somebody taught, and prove it through conviction, talking, they say, okay, now, which means God is three in one. Oh, it's triangle. God the Son, God the Father, God the Holy Spirit. What is the difference? When the Greeks believed that Apollo was a god of the future, a god of long journey, and his father is a Zeus. What is the difference? Can you tell me? Can you tell me what is the difference? What I am saying is for you to make more researches, make uncompromising, unbiased researches, because for you to remove yourself from mental, what do I call it? Mental cage. You have to tell yourself the truth that, look, remove emotion. Do not be biased. Ask normal questions and reason normally without emotion. Oh, this is what I've been taught right from childhood. Remove it. Doesn't matter. You can be wrong right from childhood. It doesn't matter. You understand? I don't want somebody calling me. What is the problem? Stop calling me, please. When I'm on this program, stop calling me until my line is open, please. If I remark you, I block you, please. So, now, Christianity is based on the life and teachings of Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Yes? Yes? Which means it started from somebody. Islam is an Abrahamic religion centered primarily around the Quran, a religious text considered by Muslims to be the direct word of the God of Abraham as it was revealed to Muhammad, the main and final Islamic prophet. Okay? Which means it started one time, about 610 AD, the birth of Muhammad. He died in 632 AD. So, this Islam is started from somewhere, sometime, from somebody. It had an origin. It's not something that has been there eternal, that when you come into this world, you breathe it in and automatically you start. No. The teaching started from somewhere. It started from somebody. It started from sometime with death. Hinduism is a religion with various gods and goddesses. According to Hinduism, 3 gods rule this world: Brahma, the creator; Vishnu, the preserver; and Shiva, the destroyer. Now, is it not the same triangle? Is it not the same triangle? God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit. Is it not the same thing? After all, Hindu is the oldest religion. Oldest known religion. I think it started 5th century BC. 5th century. The oldest religion. The recorded religion. Many of you don't know this chaplet being carried by Christians and Muslims. It comes through Hindu. The Hindus, they are the first people to use chaplet. You see, chaplet. Go and research about it. This chaplet, it comes through from the Hindus. Today, the Muslims are using it in prayers. The Christians are using it. The Catholics. When I talk about Catholic, don't think that, oh no, we are our own. Is not this. No, that is rubbish. After all, Catholic is even the people. It's Catholic that brought you the Bible. He wrote you the Bible. The Catholic wrote the Bible. That is the truth. Roman Catholic, Constantine. That is the reality. So do not differentiate yourself. No. It's the same, because it's your godfather, it's your ancestor, Catholic. Whether you like it or not, it's like that. If you want to quote from beginning to end, it's them that give you what you are quoting. That is the reality. Buddhism encompasses a variety of traditions, beliefs, and spiritual practices that are largely based on the Buddha's teachings and their resulting interpreted philosophies, which means it started from Buddha. It started from somebody, from somewhere, from a time. That is religion. Do you understand? Now, you go to Shintoism. It's the Japanese indigenous religion. It is their culture. It has no central authority in control, and much diversity exists among practitioners. But let me tell you, Shintoism is just like our religious, our traditional religion. You understand? That is the religion of the Japanese. I know I used to give you this example always so that you know that it is not because of you accepting or not accepting, without accepting the European religion, that you cannot advance. It is lie from the pit of hell. Japan proved it. Do you understand? Japan proved it, and they are among the #1 in advancement today. After all, they challenge the whole world. They are the people that had the audacity to bomb America, Pearl Harbor. Do you understand that? With they challenged and fought the Europeans, they blow them into thy kingdom come with their weapons. They bought the sample of European weapons being brought to them, I think in 16th or 15th century. The first Europeans to reach Japan, the Netherlands, Portuguese, all these people, Spanish, English. They advertise their weapon to them that, oh, we have a weapon, we advance more than you, so we have this weapon. I don't know whether it will interest you, we can do business. You can buy this weapon from us. Japan look at the weapon, say, let us see. Japan look the weapon, see gunpowder, and say, how can you use it? They light, take small gunpowder, light it, and everywhere. They say, okay. Very good. At that time, Japan was still using bow and arrow, like us Africans, like our people. Do you understand? Even some places in Africa, like Hausa land, was even was able to manufacture gunpowder at that time, and muskets, blunderbusses. As of that time, that is development. But what the question you should ask yourself, how has the mighty fallen? That is the question you should ask yourself. Hausa, they had touch of the Fulani Caliphate, and today they are nowhere to be found. Instead, they become slaves. That is why we enjoin them, urge the Hausa's people to rise up and take back what belongs to them, because they were doing very well when other parts of Africa doesn't even know what they were exporting clothes to Arab countries. Do you know that? Coloring it indigo, different colors. Houses you are seeing today. But when Ottoman Danfodio came to them, he gave them that evil, he touched them, he gave them that evil touch that is affecting their lives today. Use religion and bound them. Their version of Islamic Torobe, Wahhabism, and today they turn them into slaves. Houses, you should rise up. Rise up and pursue these marauders in your land. You think that you are one, you are not. With the Fulani, pursue them from Sokoto, because your land was called Gobe in Hausa language. So Japanese, they bought the first European modern weaponry. And when they say, okay, we have they saw people wearing white, say, we are missionaries, there is this Jesus, he died for you. They say, but what are you talking? They say, no, once you believe, you will be saved, all things pass away, behold, everything is new. Japan say, what are you talking about? They started, until they listen to them. They say, look, these people, if we don't deal with them, there will be katakata in they will dwarf our growth, natural growth. They will dwarf it. They will stop it. Had it been Japan accepted their religion, let me tell you, Japan would have been like Africa. I'm telling you honestly. Do you know what the Jesuits that time were doing in Japan? The early Jesuits. They gather Japanese, they preach to them, they pray to them that they are Christians. They say, okay, secretly they tell them, look, go and destroy your altars, your shrines, Shinto shrines. These are evil. You understand? Shinto shrine, you don't have to obey any other person except your spiritual father. The Europeans, when they are, honestly, the same thing they did in Africa, in our land. They did the same thing in our land. Do you understand me? And Japanese started getting intelligence. Say, these people, they didn't come for our good, though. They want the people to rebel against their own culture. They turn against themselves so that there will be commotion. And this commotion will continue till forever. And it will become a problem in our land. The dynasty, their king now gave out a law outlawing Christianity in their land. Direct. I say direct. He didn't miss words. He told the Europeans, look, if we see you again preaching all these things, any person they catch, any missionary they catch, they kill. Now let me ask people that are saying ancestral curse. Japanese, their parents, their ancestors committed, let me call it crime, but they are saving their land against the missionaries. So, what is their cost today? Are you not going to Japan buying the latest electronic equipment? Are African president not going to Japan to ask for peanuts, give out, aid? Japan African Summit. But these are the people that killed the missionaries. Do you understand me? So, can't you have brain to tell you that all these things are indoctrinations? No religion has monopoly of God. The way you believe in God in your own, in our own traditional religion, it is like that. It is. It should be like that. Now, Japan pursued the whole European Jesuits and missionaries. The Europeans say, okay, we are going back. Although Europe is far, is at the end of the world. We will come back bringing other goods for you. Japan, with their common sense, they have understood that there is a problem. That they have been discovered by some people that feel that they are superior, but they will show them superiority. What they did, that initial weapon they bought from the Europeans, they didn't wait until they go school in Harvard in order to learn how to replicate all those weapons. No, they didn't wait for Queen Elizabeth to come and grant them visa to go take them to Oxford. No. These are people that had common sense. Common sense is not something you get through school. No. You can be a PhD holder without common sense. I've been saying it here times without number, and it's the truth. That is why, in Walter Rodney, this guy that wrote how the Europeans on the development of Africa, which they killed. I think it's from is it Trinidad and Tobago, one of these Central American countries. He was killed. He was fighting for the liberation of Africa, black race. You understand? In his discourse, he traveled in his missions to Africa. He traveled to many places in Africa. Whenever he traveled, anywhere he never only confined himself to have a discourse with so-called university intellectuals, PhD holders in the society. No. Even palm wine tappers in the villages that don't know how to speak common English or French, he go and meet them to tap from their common sense. Do you understand me? That is the reality. So common sense, they don't get it in school only. You can develop if you want to, But even if you didn't go to, you didn't further in education, you can have common sense and you will use it to defeat somebody that is backs 5 PhD holders. Do you understand me? So Japan replicated all those weapons. Because before the Europeans used boat, steam engined ship, boats and ships to travel back to Europe from Japan. It's very far. It takes years going and coming. With wind, this wind tarpaulin they use, directing them, powering them. Japan, that thing gave Japan more time. They check the components of gunpowder. Locally, they sourced all those things and replicated it. Now they started manufacturing gunpowder, very large quantity. And all these cannonballs, they started doing it their own way. They didn't wait for a white man to come and tell them, oh, this is how to do it. No. I used to give an example of Japan because it is the type of brain that Biafrans have. Only that we are put in this quagmire, in this unholy marriage called Nigeria, with the caliphate. That is why we are where we are today. So, after many years, when Europeans show up, they now came for war. They came with many warships, the Navy. Japan was already there in the shore waiting for them. They thought that they would just come and have an easy ride into Japan and say, hey, you want war, we give you war, and subjugate them and convert them into Christianity by force. Not knowing that Japanese were already waiting for them. They gave them the shock of their life. Do you see the reason why Britain, they made that statement during the war? They said they don't want another Japan in Africa, because Japan gave Europeans a very tough time right from beginning. Not even now, right from beginning. They did something they never expected of any race, because they thought that they have monopoly of knowledge. You understand? That is why they saw Biafrans as people that have the same characteristics of Japanese. That is why they continue keeping us with one Nigeria, so that talent will not rise up tomorrow to challenge them with the talents we have. Japan started bombing them and bombed the Europeans to die again. They didn't expect it. When you give people a surprise, they sink almost all the ships, the warship they came with. And the Europeans now rose white flag and started begging. Japan said, you think that it's only you that are human beings? Come on, we are human beings too. They now negotiated with Japan to do business with them as equal partners, not as a master and slave, the Fulani and the indigenous people in Nigeria, as they used to say, but equal partners. What is good for you is good for me. When you want to make shopping, you go to supermarket to buy something. It is equal under equality. You use your money, you go, you buy, you choose what you want to buy. You understand? And you pay for it. You are happy. The supermarket is happy. You are their customer. They thank you and salute you. That is equality. Not under duress, under command. You must give us this. Come on, they started commanding you. So that is how Japan made a law, a formal law, proscribing Christianity missionaries in Japan. That is why Japan remains saved till today. You want to go to Japan, right? But they kill the Christians. So let me tell you, if they see any Japanese, they say he's doing Akaranko by that time, he talk about Jesus, they will kill him. Not only him, they will kill the family, burn all of them. That is why Japan sanctified themselves till today. They maintained their their traditional way. their traditional religion, because nobody has a monopoly of God. Oh, there is this God that is in Mountain Kilimanjaro. He wants to save you. What of the one we are calling in our land? Does it mean that that one is superior? That is what I want you to be contemplating upon. Do you understand? Okay. Japan, what they did, even after the World War II, you know their religion is Shintoism. It has no central authority in control, and much diversity exists among practitioners, just like in our land. What I'm telling you, for you to understand that what is the awakening that is going on in our land is not out of place. It doesn't matter how imperfect we are or people are in trying to go back to our roots, but we are at least getting there. That is it. The awareness is there. We are getting there. We are reversing the status quo. That is my happiness. It doesn't matter. After the Second World War, a Japanese brought out a new religion known as Seicho no I. That is House of Growth. Then I know Japanese, maybe you know. Seicho no I, House of Growth, in order to synchronize their indigenous religion. Because somebody must do something, you know. Not everybody has the same mindset of only individualism. Sometimes the burden of everybody must fall on somebody. Like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the burden fall on him. He said, no, somebody must do this. And he started it. So this guy, one man, a Japanese, in order to synchronize their religion after Second World War, what they have suffered, now he started this new religion they called, is under their religion, House of Growth, because they have to grow. They don't have to stay in the same way of Edoron Nani. They have to modernize things. That is why we are human beings. Not doing the same thing always. We have to adapt to changes, to time. We have to adapt to the situation of the time. Do you understand? In order not to be stagnant. That is why I used to say, if our people could be wise, take it as a responsibility. I love what one of our Mazi is doing. Igbo loves themselves. He now starts a, communal gathering in the name of our traditional church. It's good. It's very good. We are teaching. If you know something, you come and teach about our tradition, about our way of life, about our culture. Gathering people. It's like that it starts. Do you understand? The Japanese started it after Second World War in order to synchronize their indigenous religion. They call it Seiko no I. I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't speak Japanese. It's a syncretic, monotheist, new thought Japanese new religion. New thought. They call it new thought. New thought Japanese new religion that has spread since the end of Second World War. It emphasizes gratitude for nature, the family, ancestors, and above all, religious faith in one universal God. They say this Seicho no I is the world's largest new thought group. Do you see how human beings can start and change something and do something? That is why what is happening in our land in religious aspect is not out of place. It is something, because I gonna to go back to our root until we get it right, completely right, and become synchronized. Do you understand? We become synchronized in our religion. No more in what they brought to us. Anytime you start quoting, what you are quoting is what other people wrote. Start quoting to standardize your idiocy. That is it. To standardize your stupidity. You continue quoting. You quoting yourself out of space. We must continue. Let me tell you, when it comes to Islam, the name Allah is probably a contraction of the Arabic Al-Ilah. You understand? The God. You know, they put the God, the translation, Al-Elah. It is pre-Islam. This name Allah they are calling, it is not about Islam. It is pre-Islam. You understand me? About 5th century BC. That is when they start the world started. The name's origin can be traced to the earliest Semitic writing, in which the word for God was El or Eloah. The letter 2 used in the Hebrew Bible. The letter 2 used in the Hebrew Bible, which was also the origin of the word Elohim. You understand me? It is today being used by Arabic-speaking Christians and Jews. Allah. It is not only for Muslims. Arabic-speaking Christians and Jews, they call God Allah. So it is something coined by human beings in their language. It started right from time. So they are using it. When Islam came, they continued. So it's not that Islam come, they brought it. No. God, when you see, is a human language to describe. It is pre-Christian. You understand? Oh God. We are saying it because it is English. I think German call it, is it Goddam? Or what is it? So all these things we should understand that religion is the concept of man. It starts somewhere, someplace. Now, when you talk about this Allah, you know there's something I observe. You know, it say Il. It starts with all these Il, El, or Eloah. You know, in French, when you want to describe man or him, you say Il. It's the same thing. Woman say El. Do you understand that? That is true. So you understand, without knowing, due to ignorance, you will think that all these things are languages from heaven. It's God that threw it from heaven. After all, you don't know where is heaven safe. When human scientists are trying to find out, they have gone to space, they send a probe to even into the sun's atmosphere that are billions of kilometers from the planet Earth. Very hot. But they send the probes, equipments, flying objects that are beaming, bringing down photos, even to other planets, Mars, other planets even, in order to study, to know where is this heaven. Where is, as a believer now, as we are programmed to do, once you say heaven, you look up. But when you enter, you look up, you say, your sky is heaven. Oh, as a child, it's like that. Oh, is heaven up, is heaven. But when you enter flight from up, you are seeing sky down. If your flight is above the first this in the sky. The way you are seeing the sky up, you are still seeing it down. All the skies. I mean, yes, Uruku. From up where you are flying, when you look out through the window, you are still seeing it down. Now you start wondering, where is this heaven? So you see that science is bringing clarity to our existence, and they need more. But for us, for people that are ignorant, they believe anything. Why did God give us brain now? Why? The question is, why did God then give us brain? I am talking and my voice is ringing out every four corners of this planet Earth. Through device made by man. Do you understand? Through the brain that is given to man to make things happen. But belief, only belief will dwarf you. That is why Nigeria is a shithole. Because all they believe, they are the most believers. Any junk they believe. Oh, is it Islam? They believe that God, you will go to heaven. Rubbish. The planet Earth, they are there to be, as a test. Do it well so that you okay, if there is a heaven, let us see how you can. You my brother. We must go back to our roots. So as I was saying, this word Eloah, is that is from there this Allah come from. The same Elohim. You know, when you talk it Elohim as if it's it's a new this. No, it's the same place. It's anti-Semitic. It's the Semitic language. The same thing. The same place it come from. But when people are talking it as if it's something so strange or so new, also, you know, and you know, you don't you don't blame them. It's ignorance. This Allah is not a trademark of Islam. It's Arabic language. The same thing God is English. The same thing is Chukwu Okike is Igbo. Do you understand? That is the only thing. The name God being mostly used by us does not mean that we didn't know God in our indigenous religion before the advent of Europeans in our land. No, we know God. You know, but now what baffles me when you are talking about religion with our people, the standard they give is only Bible. That is the standard. And the Bible say, you know, when they give, religion is they brought us into religion. No, we have our own religion. That is our own culture. What I used to say is foreign religion, please. So we have our own religion. Only thing that is, it was relegated to the background. The Japanese that fought to bring their own to the to the stage, to center stage. Today has a name, Shinto. Even Japanese don't call themselves Shinto. Now they even upgrade it, calling it this new house of growth. They call it Japanese. All in order to make sure that they have a framework, they have a frame, they have a form, they have a structure. Not any person do as you want. Because it is human being that organizes something. You understand? The name God being used mostly by us does not mean that we didn't know God in our indigenous religion before the advent of Europeans in our land. Rather, it is just the same way English language is our official language in Nigeria for amalgamation convenience. Can you say that we didn't have language or we don't have any language? Can you say that? You are the most pathetic person if you think like that. Just like I used to pity ignoramus when they tell them, ask them, where do you come, what tribe do you come from? You say, I'm a Rivers man. I'm a Deltan. Go to Warri now. You know, they use Pidgin English as a standard of knowledge. They don't know that they are the most ignorant set of people, foolish. They are, you know, taking their own language, local language, to the background, relegating it to the background. If you go to Warri now, hey, Warri know the carry lasso, Pidgin English. Now they are boasting with it with stupidity. How can you boast with stupidity? That you don't speak your language, you are happy about it. You speak a foreign language, it becomes you are perfect in it. How can you be more Catholic than Bishop than Pope? Are you not stupid? Sometimes we should measure our know-how, our knowledge with small little things. Go back to your language, go back to your roots. It's just like that in religion. Because when you lose one, you continue losing others. Do you understand? Japanese, they write in their own language. They are proud of it. Do you understand me? If, for example, Japanese Prime Minister comes to the zoo, he will be using an interpreter. He will be speaking Japanese. Another person will be translating to the zoo in English because they are proud. But when you go, your language, you forget it. That's where I also praise the Hausas. I'm telling you, if you go to the north, you must learn Hausa. They don't care. If you don't learn Hausa, you become a loser. You cannot do any successful business. If they come to your land, in Biafra land, you also look for interpreter in order to translate something in Hausa for them. Even if you are paying them, they are your workers, you are paying them, you translate. It's also a form of dignity. Sometimes we should have this type of dignity. It is good to learn, but not to jettison completely our own thing. Do you understand what I'm saying? In every aspect, in all aspects, we can see that religion is the concept of man. It is always started by someone, sometime, and somewhere. Therefore, the acceptance of foreign religions while demonizing our indigenous one is the acceptance of religious colonization. No religion is superior to others. No religion has monopoly of God. Rather, we have superior human organization, that is government, development and advancement, which always lead to the subjugation and conquest of others. This subjugation and conquest also lead to religious indoctrination of the conquered. Therefore, God is an independent entity that could be felt and interpreted through different cultures according to their different environments and belief. That is it. So don't think that the standard of God is for you must go through that way. The way, the truth, and the life. These are indoctrinations they fix there. I'm telling you honestly. It's indoctrination. When you look at all this, all these things, you see it goes to human development also. Do you understand? It goes to human development. Because when for the Europeans, for us to be speaking English, to be imposed English today, you know what? It took revolution of the Europeans to rise up against revolutions against their bad government. Now, with that, they took over their land by the people and start developing. As they develop, they were able to think forward. Listen, as they develop, they were able to go through industrial revolution. That is manufacturing of things, no more by hand, no more one goldsmith. Maybe Okpozo, he will do Okpozo for one thing. He will do for you it will take him 2 months to complete one thing with a hand or kwanka. They were now able to think, to build machines that can manufacture, mass produce things for people. Do you understand? And as they are manufacturing, now that development makes them, they manufacture things that transportations or transport vehicles like steam engine, like ships with steam engine, like railway lines that takes them far through ship. They now started traveling to where they could conquer with modern weaponry they were having. Now when they conquer us, they indoctrinated us with their own religion, that this is a way of seeing God. This is the only way to go to God. That is conquest. It is about human advancement. Had it been we were advanced first, we were first advanced before them, we would have built these things before them. And now, maybe went to Europe. Our ancestors would have gone to Europe to conquer them. And had it been we conquered the parts of Europe, we will impose Igbo to be used as language, as the lingua franca. Do you understand? And we put our denala. To them, they said, tell them this is the way to see God. And they will abide because they are conquered people. Because if you don't obey, there will be repercussions. Do you see that all these things is products of conquest. All these things you are defending, it is products of, because you are a product of conquest. You understand? Japan, they refused their own, and today they are okay. Japan, that is always bedeviled with natural disasters every year, earthquake, hurricanes, tsunami, but they are able to even gather African presidents, not one Africa, Africans, and be able to give them aid. Africans were requesting aid from Japan. Why? Because they were able to stand the challenge, develop through their own way, the way they master, their ancestors master, and they continued it. Do you understand? It encourages using their brains. Do you understand me? So we must continue in what we are doing. I think I will soon open the line. Do you understand? So that I'll start taking questions. So I will stop here so that I will open the lines so that our people will start calling in. But before I do that, I will go into a few minutes break so that when I come back, our lines will be open. Please don't go away.
Human race who has been brainwashed to think that his ancestors. Underscore thing. Underscore thinks seriously about THIS important historical facts. Underscore thinks seriously about THIS underscore. The black African, the wretched of the earth, is the only member of the human race who has been brainwashed to think that his ancestors bequeathed him with a curse that has prevented him from attaining aspired goals and life desires. Almost every misfortune he encounters on earth is the fault of some ancestors, who must be bound and cast with the fire of the Holy Ghost in the name of Jesus. The white people don't have terrible ancestors who have done terrible things. No. It's only the black ancestor. Over the years, the black ancestor has been so vilified by Christians they pay tithes, stay up all night, fast and pray to destroy the African ancestor in the name of Jesus. The black ancestor is so wicked he cursed his own kids. Having cursed his ancestor who gave him life, the black man is roaming around the world like a tortoise without a shell. He has no backbone, zero identity. Thus no race respects him. He's lynched in Malaysia, incarcerated in Cambodia. He's shot like a dog in the streets of America. In Europe, he cleans the white man's shit. And they spit on him. Why won't they? A man who hates himself and despises his roots deserves no respect whatsoever. John Hawkins was a foremost English slave trader, a thief, and by contemporary moral standards he can as well be called a terrorist. John Hawkins made 3 trips to West Africa in the 1560s and stole Africans whom he sold to the Spanish in America. On returning to England after the first trip, his prophet was so handsome that Queen Elizabeth I became interested in directly participating in his next venture, and she provided for that purpose a ship named Jesus. Hawkins left with Jesus to steal some more Africans, and he returned to England with such dividends that Queen Elizabeth made him a knight. Hawkins chose as his coat of arms the representation of an African in chains. Today the generations of Hawkins and Queen Elizabeth I are alive, and enjoying life from the proceeds of their evil ancestors. They don't demonize their ancestors despite their active involvement in the greatest evil humanity has ever witnessed. Both individuals sanction rape, kidnapping and mass murder, but their children don't bear ancestral curses like black Africans. You'd be hard-pressed to see a member of the British elite publicly denounce slavery. Isn't it time to emancipate yourself from mental slavery, O ye Negro? If ancestral curse exists, who should suffer from it? The ancestor who kidnapped and raped and murdered and pillaged and stole and enslaved his fellow man, or the man whose freedom was taken from him? Surely, the man who threw pregnant Negro women to sharks at sea because they were too weak, deserves his future generations to suffer, and not the man whose society was so pure they had no prisons to punish offenders. Do these black Africans who will go to church today binding and casting ancestral curses, know that almost all the top British politicians from the 17th century till the 19th century were proud slave merchants? It is on record that 15 Lord Mayors of London, 25 sheriffs, and 38 aldermen of the City of London were shareholders in the Royal Africa Company, RAC, between 1660 to 1690. The RAC alone was responsible for trafficking over 1.5 million Negroes to Britain and twice that number to the Caribbean. David and Alexander Barclays were active participants in the kidnapping and enslavement of millions of black Africans. As was standard practice at the time, the risky and long-term nature of transatlantic slave trading required new banking houses that could offer credits to prospective slave traders for periods of between 1.5 to 3 years. One bank that provided this service was run by Alexander and David Barclay. Their bank still carries their name. The Barclays Bank is also a proud sponsor of the English Premier League that me and you are fanatical fans of Chelsea and Arsenal and Man United today. Their children don't bind and cast their ancestral evil, rather it is the Negro whose ancestors were dehumanized and tortured and enslaved, that keeps praying against ancestral curses. The Bank of England was also involved in the slave trade. Sir Richard Neves, who was the director of the bank for 48 years, was also the chairman of the Society of West India Merchants. A group of vile men who stole Africans and made handsome profits by selling them on to farmers who needed them to work in their sugar and tobacco plantations in the West Indies. Today Liverpool Football Club will be playing Tottenham Hotspur in the Barclays Premier League. Pay attention. How many of you who are Liverpool supporters today know that the initial founders of that football club were retired slave traders, whom in 1892, with slavery outlawed, decided to invest their money in a football club that will reap future rewards for their generations to come via a bank called Arthur Haywood and Sons and Company. That bank would be absorbed in turn by the Bank of Liverpool, Martin's Bank, and Barclays Bank. You watch them and shout in ecstasy when they score. But a pastor somewhere will tell you the reason you're poor is because your ancestors committed evil, hence the reason you experience ill luck. And you will believe and start casting and binding rubbish. Historical facts. Underscore thing.
Welcome back. This is Radio Biafra HAUSA-SERVICE coming to you through Radio Biafra London. My name remains Mazi Jonathan Chinedu from Alu province of Biafra land, and today is the 17th day of September 2022, being Saturday, a day that I dedicate to discussions on religious matters, please. What I'm saying, I'm not saying that I'm Mr. Know-All, please, for your information. We learn from each other. If you have any opposing views, please do not hesitate to call, and we discuss it, or we discuss about it. Be ready to answer questions if I ask you, and be ready to give me listening ear if I'm speaking also, please. That is how we do civilized discussions, please, to learn. Our lines are now open. Our direct line is +1 213 328 6224. I repeat, +1 213 328 6224. Our WhatsApp and Signal line is +61 405 142 547. I repeat, +61 405 142 547. I have a caller on WhatsApp. The first caller, please make it a worthwhile. Please start by giving us your name and where you're calling from, if you may. Can you hear me? Call on WhatsApp.
Yes, I can hear you, Mazi. Can you hear me clearly?
Caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me?
Yes, Mazi, I can hear you.
Caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Mazi.
There, well, please continue. Go on.
Okay, good. My name is Mazi Joagafie from Germany.
There, well, welcome to the program.
Yeah. Thank you, Mazi. Mazi, your topic of discussion this evening is wonderful. You know, let me start by saying that I was born in Catholic family, baptized, catechism, confirmation, everything. So as I was growing up, I was so history a lot. You know, from when I was from nursery to primary school, I would go to the library, I would everything, history of the world, everything. So it pushed me more into wanting to know about many things. As I was, growing up, anytime I go to the Catholic, I was a Catholic, anytime I go to church, I would just be watching, I'll be looking around, I'll be seeing idol, statue of Saint this, that. So now I'm wondering in my mind, but these people said in their Bible that should not worship a molding image or anything. I started thinking, now, fortunately for me, I studied history and international, studies in the university. My brain opened wider. I started thinking of, okay, how did this name God come into existence? So recently, I said, no, I have to do some research by myself. I started thinking, I started putting one and one together. Okay, they brought Christianity to us. This their Christianity. So I did some research and found out that when the Romans were in charge of Jerusalem, they wanted the Jews to be worshiping many deities, like as they worship in Rome. A family in Rome they can worship 4 gods at the same time: Apollo, Saturn, Diana, and they have different gods and goddesses that they worship there. But the Jews are worshiping just one, and it is not sin. The Jews will tell the Romans that the person we are worshiping, Jehovah, is up there. Now the Romans will be asking them, no, we don't worship like that. We want to see what you're worshiping, so that we can offer sacrifice to it. Along the line, the Romans now saw that they are so zealous. Their zeal for their religion is something else. Romans became afraid, and they know that they have to start their own religion, or else these people, if they bring this religion, Europe will not be able to control our people again. Immediately, they started how to form their own religion. Now, in Rome, in Europe, they worship many gods, and the most popular of the gods that they worship was Odin. In Rome, in Greece, they have Zeus. Now, the Odin that they are worshiping, they now from Odin, they now add other names for it. So what did they do? They now said, okay, we are going to use this name to formulate our own religion. From Godan, the Lombard name for Odin. The Lombards were people living in a particular place in Italy, in Italy then, the Lombardic people. So, along the line, the name for Odin is Deus, which means Zeus, which means that automatically what Christians are worshiping is a part of Europe that they decided to formulate it, to change it, to suit that period in time, to challenge the Jewish religion. So from there, they got the name Odi, God, from Godin. They took off the IN and they presented the name. That was now the name of their religion, Christianity. And they said, no, they've not finished, because in Rome, they worshipped many gods. They now said, okay, was Jesus that was killed in Israel. They now brought that Jesus and said that he was the son of their own European God. They now brought a spirit and said, yes, they are three: God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit. Now, these entities that they are worshiping was just done to satisfy their European pagan gods who were worshiping many gods in Europe then. Now, they now join together. God, Holy Spirit. The most amazing thing, Mazi, is that, we Africans, since internet came, many of our people in Africa don't really have the opportunity, the chance to source for information or to ask critical questions. Now, the Europeans came, the British came, they brought Christianity. They said, they told us that our own Chukwu is the same God that they are worshiping, that is in the sky. We connect straight to Chukwu. One, we are monotheistic, but they are worshiping God the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. All they did was just to deceive our people to believe that the Chukwu is still the same with God. But all this giving the deities, different deities under Chukwu, giving them sacrifice, they told our people to stop it. That was where they captured our people. Then our people started, living their own
Mazi, please
land.
round up. Many people are calling. Round up. I understand you are still. Round up, please.
Okay. So what I'm trying to say in essence is that our people should try as much as possible to read, to source for information. They shouldn't believe everything that they are told the church. That is my submission, Mazi. Thank you very much.
There were Mazi. Thank you very much. What I'm saying, or what we are saying, I am not against the people that brought Christianity, but the evil that they committed, or we also accepted, is demonizing our own. That is where everything is bad. Anything concerning our own, you demonize it. They told us to rebel, say, no, this is it's evil. Do you understand? They can do their own thing, it goes for them, no problem. But why should we compromise, mostly we Igbo people, in demonizing anything concerning? Even at the early time, do you know that many people were against Chukwu Okike Abiama, say it's evil. Even he say after prayer, it's evil. Hey! For you to understand how deep all these things is in our own land, for us, mostly Igbo people, Yorubas, they accepted Christianity, but with the brain. They accepted Christianity with the brain. They maintained their own thing, But we ourselves, oh, as long as it's foreign, you know, the same way we accept other things like schnapp, because it is foreign, bottled in a shine bottle. Now we jettison our own ekpetechi. You know, taking that one as is the best. No, without it is the best. That is the way we do with also religion. It is very bad. The Europeans, the way they do, no problem, is their own thing. No problem. It's their own religion. It is their own thing. But why should we compromise in demonizing our own thing? Anything we demonize it. It's evil. Learn Christianity. Just watch Christianity now. How is our land going? You know, that is how you judge things. Look at our land and see. In a street in our place, maybe you can see a street of 1 kilometer, you see more than 10 churches, different churches. But does it stop anything? The answer is no. Because all these things now, people turn it into, they monetize it. If we continue in our own natural, local, indigenous way, there is no way you can monetize it for good. It is impossible. Our ancestors will be invoked. They will rise up against you. You know the repercussions. So that is what I'm saying. I have a caller on WhatsApp before I bring in one Adam Marian Heather who come late. Oga fine. Fine. Caller on WhatsApp, please. Welcome to the program. Go on, please.
Hi, Mazi Jonathan Chinedu. Thank you very much for watching.
There we go.
I remain Mazi Kwemeka calling from United Arab Emirates. Mazi Jonathan Chinedu, you said that you are not against this Christianity. I'm against this Christianity, and I will give you a reason, Mazi Jonathan Chinedu. The reason make me to be against this religion called Christianity is that what is the aim for Europeans bringing this Christianity to Africa? What is their aim? That is the question that we will be asking ourselves. Did the Europeans bring this religion called Christianity into Africa for our own good or to destroy us? That is the question that we Black Africans need to ask ourselves. Because why am I saying this? They bring this fake religion or scam into our land that never bring any good to us than to put us in perpetual mental slavery for a long time now. They bring it and told us that the way we worship our own Chukwu Okike Abiam. Since when we are worshiping this European what can I call it, sir? This European how can I call it? What have what good have this bring into Africa? Good have this bring into Africa? Did this religion called Christianity bring protection into Africa? You can see how every day by day, Boko Haram and the Fulani herdsmen are slaughtered the so-called Christian. You can see what happened in Owo, the Catholic Church. They enter in the Catholic Church and slaughter them. Where is Jesus to protect them? You can see all these criminal religious leaders today using security personnel to protect themselves. Why they will these morons that they wash with Christianity to use the blood of Jesus and the death of Jesus to protect themselves? Who is fooling who? This religion called Christianity is a very big problem. It's a 90% problem to Black Africa. Everything that Europe is a scam. Both their education, both their both their government, both their religion. All this is a scam. It's a very big problem that put Black Africa into a debate today. Until we leave it and go back to our origin. And I tell Kadama today that the eyes of our people are opening small. Mazi Jonathan, you are doing a great job. You and the Madam Miriam are doing a great job. I thank Kadama for the coming of IPOB. Because without the coming of IPOB, I can't know what you see. No one is no Mazi Jonathan Chinedu, may Chukwabiyama bless people. More wisdom. I'm sure as time goes on, the eyes of our people will be starting to open small. Thank you, Mazi. Thank you. You are doing a great job.
We are not the only people that we are conquered. Sorry, I off my telephone, my microphone, and I was speaking. What I said, let me repeat. What I said about not being against Christianity per se, it is the European thing. That is their culture. They modified the Abrahamic religion because they were in charge at that time, the Romans. They conquered Israel. So they were in charge. So they have the ability. They took over everything. You understand? And I will ask ourselves, imagine those Jews who were us in the Igbo. By now we would have been champions in but look at that's why I'm there to when the Jew in India can Israel. Because no matter how long it took, they retained their originality. And that is what saved them. But in our own, we jettisoned everything concerning us, say is evil. And we give always give excuse. They conquered us now. Didn't they conquer the Jews? Didn't they even more than any other people? What happened? You didn't alter that, completely alter their nomenclature. They retained their originality, their culture. Do you understand? Without compromise. Why do we demonize our own? I give example with our neighbors, the Oduduwa, the Yoruba people. No matter they are Christians, they are Muslims, but they still have leg in their original Shango. Every Yoruba man, be it let it be Joshua, all of them are Debayo. They don't joke with that their local deity, their local religion. They can come to pulpit and talk and to make money, but they maintain their tradition. They don't joke with it. It is only in Igbo land that they program, just like toys. Igbo people, like sometimes I look at, that's why I said we are still primitive until Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came. They program us like toys, and we go and hey, our deity is this is evil, it's bad. Jesus said this and that. A man also now like Jesus one who become. Caller on direct line, welcome to the program. Caller on direct line. Can you hear me? Caller on direct line. Please go on.
My name is Mazi. Mazi, actually, I really want to thank you. Yeah, I really want to thank Radio Biafra
Mazi, are you using earphone, please?
Yeah.
Please remove. How long will I talk? If you are calling Radio Biafra, remove your earphone, please. It's disturbing. Go on.
Okay, sir. That's very good. Okay.
It's clear now. It's clear.
So I want to thank you guys. Yeah, can you hear me now?
The whole world is hearing you. Please go on.
Hello?
Mazi, go on, please.
Okay. I'm on Mazi Uche. Mazi Uche now. National Lagos now. So I really want to thank Radio Biafra. I'm a first-time caller. So actually through this Radio Biafra, I've been able to be a liberator to my family. Because when I want to Biafra and I suffer government, many of us suffer our various family and through Biafra. I'm even the one equating my parents on the Christianity religious issue. So I'm not doing my part. I say, onye ọdịnala na onye Christian mekọ ọhụrụ ọ bụrụzị na onye ọdịnala na-eji emeri. So asịkwa oge o ruru asị na achọrọ ime na ọpụpụ na ndị nwụrụ ndị okenye ndị ancestors ndị nwụrụ na ndị name of igburu ha na or something like that. Na ndị Christian chọrọ ime ala ya na my place, my village. I know the repercussion. Many of them who reverend father of this thing, then I got me. They all went down. So I really want to thank you guys because there's still a lot of novice like me out there. So you guys should keep on educating us. Thank you, Mazi.
Mazi, thank you very much. We must continue. We are in an era of the awakening. Let me go to Wada Miriam. Fine. Can you hear me? Wada Miriam, can you hear me? Go on, please. Go on, go. What is happening? Oh, it's not funny. Oh, there we do. Go on. You know, we joke.
I just woke up 30 minutes ago, not because somebody was calling me. I have been on for 24 hours. That was my schedule today. So, because on exam on the later. My lot on 5 a.m. Sheba Buri Jemebo, an hour drive. Jesheba, Ton, a lot I back and Nagana can jebut. Simana Hoto Buchana, Nahona Hemrene, Bukam de Billy, Ribbon since yesterday. So because Oyolana no Lumbaranum is out of character of me. I respect time. When I give my words, they're as good as gold. So I am honestly, sincerely sorry for not showing up at this program. It's something I cherish so sincerely. I hope you do understand. So, but even before I went to sleep, I already prepared 1 or 2 texts, which is what I'm coming to share with us all. So the topic at hand, I want us to know that when it comes to the argument was, does God favor a particular religion? The answer is no. Which comes to why? Because God did not create any religion. We must understand that. Because once we understand this root cause, or this root argument, or this primary argument, then everything that makes sense. So God did not create any religion. God is not responsible for any religion. Religions are man-made things. What do I mean? Is the concept of man trying to understand or satisfy that spiritual aspect of man. I always tell people we are three-dimensional. We have the physical, we have the soul, which I call the interface, then we have the spiritual. So the spiritual aspect of man is always trying to recognize and connect back to who God is. So based on your values, which your values are stimulated or encouraged or created by environment and those things that are familiar to your geographical locations and your behaviors, that's how you begin to figure out, try to assess or reconnect or connect back to who God is. So it doesn't matter the name you give him. God is God. He has no particular name. It's the way you see him, what you call him. In our own place, you call him Chukwu Okike, Chukwu Abiyama, whatever you call him. It doesn't negate anything. From the Europe, they call him God. That's the way they call him. The Jews, they call him Yahweh. That's the way they call him. So what am I saying? There's only one supreme entity. I call him energy. I call him the Godhead. That's God. So let us understand this, because I think it's critical and important. So because of that, no religion, because no culture is better than the other, even though it's the one that inspires. This energy, this Godhead is the one that inspires, because just like our languages, our dialects, our culture, who we are diversified, the totality of who God is. So there's no particular culture that is better than the other. But now coming to the core argument which I had before I went to sleep was, why are we suffering what we're suffering now? Why is it that it looks like we abandon our own culture, our own way of trying to assess God and embrace that of the foreign man, and then some of us are willing to fight for it? Let's go back to what I call the Genesis. When the Europeans came in and were able to the Jews coerce our ancestors, they began to the ways of the white man to assess God. Two things happened. We abandoned our ways. And once you have turned back from who you are will be distant from you. He didn't leave you, you are the one that distanced yourself. But the most important thing is that there was, even when I was growing up, there's a group, there's an era of our people that will always tell you, church is for women and children. Church, so that tells you at that time, those are our ancestors. Most of them are gone. We are not really involved in churches. They were not involved in white man church because they did not truly acknowledge it, because they were forced to accept it. Some of them were coerced to accept it. Some of them went with group thinking. But they allow their women, their wives, to be going to church with their children. That was the way they saw it. Why am I invoking this topic or this point? It's important because once you see men or the male qualities or the male characteristics of a society embrace something, it becomes a core value of who they are. Those are our children whom our mothers, our grandmothers were taken to church. At the time, our fathers thought as women children thing. Are these ones that have grown now are into the core of this white man's Christianity. That's the problem we have. That is the argument we must target. Because all when they put the church in it now, all they really preach in it, whether they be a monster or whatever, these are the generations. So what we must do is continue to preach this. Trust me, they are beginning to make a U-turn. As we continue to do this, especially in America where I am now, you have a generation of children, including my own child, who you consider as secular. They are not really secular. They believe there is a God, but they don't believe in the supremacy of a particular religion. Okay, they believe in fairness, equity, and justice. That's what we have to start preaching to our people, so that our younger youth, our generation, will start making a U-turn to know that they are into church, in this white man's church, not because it was the right thing or wrong thing to do, because it was something they were exposed to do, because their mothers took them to church. And to begin to re-educate them, which is what we're doing, to know that what we had or what we have is still as good as what the white man has. Mazi, to contribute the whole time because I know I can't let I apologize. I'm very sensitive when I'm dealing with people because I want to be treated the same way. But these are one or two points I prepared for this topic, and I hope I'll be able to make an inroad, and there are people to start thinking. What we are suffering from now is generational ignorance or neglect of our fathers who thought that because they knew, they were aware that what man brought was not genuine, so they left it for the and the children. Those children have grown up now. That is why you see our youth so much involved in church. They were not like that, especially our male youth. So that should be our target. Just like in every society, once you can capture the male youth, you have been able to change the society because men are the ones that have the life-giving force. Thank you, Mazi. God bless you.
There, of course, it is understandable. And what you said, you are highly correct, honestly. Because the mistake of these people you made is to see it as this is a women thing and children, without considering that they will grow. When you check in the 80s, when we are small, the people that mostly we are going to church, or churches that time, are mostly women. They are the people that brought their husbands later on, women and children. But those children, they grew up in that knowledge. That is the truth about it. So we must continue educating our children. Because when you think that, oh, that is for Omaka, they will grow. Omaka will grow. And once they grow, they are not exposed to any other thing except that which they are being exposed. And before you know it, that is how things will continue. And once they grow, they will now force the remaining elderly people to go their way. Because that time, older people will be few. You understand? They grow up to be breadwinners, to be, caring for families, to be. So you go their way, and they lead everything. That is the reality. I have a caller that has been here. Callers, not even a caller. Callers. Let me see. Call on WhatsApp. Call on Signal. Hold on. Call on WhatsApp has been there before you. Call on WhatsApp. Can you hear me? Welcome to the program. Caller on. Please go on. Welcome to the program.
Can you hear me?
The whole world is hearing you, not only me. Please go on.
Okay, my name is. I'm coming precisely from honest. I want to thank what you've been doing for our people. What you've been doing is not an easy task. What has been deposited in our people is something that is so destructive that without being very brave and consistent, it is going to be very, very hard for us to extricate ourselves from this very deep mess. Sometimes I wonder, in some areas they say that we even have a freedom of religion in our place here. Sometimes when your ideologies or behavior is contrary to that of the Christians, our own people will disown and demonize you.
It's true, Mazi. Mazi, I understand what you're saying. That is a hypocrisy. When it comes, Mazi, I will allow you to say. Let me expatiate more on what you're saying. The way our people, this Christianity has made our people to be hypocritical. When it comes to criticizing them, they say, no, we have freedom of worship, so why are you, I will do what I want to do, so you don't have the right to do. Yeah, okay, we agree. But when you are doing your own thing, they are the one that will attack you. If you have freedom of worship, why should the pastors go to our shrine to destroy them by force?
Yes. When you talk about anything that has to do with their own ideologies, maybe trying to attract reason with them, they will say that we are in the world. that we are doing things that are carnal, we don't understand spiritual things. And it is very, very frustrating because at that climate, they no longer want us to think or reason about this whole evil.
Yes, that is the way they are programmed to block themselves, to be in that shell, remain in that shell, ignorance. That is, this thing is what I experience now when I'm saying it. You see, you are talking with somebody to bring something reasonable. He will tell you, no, carnal mind cannot understand the spiritual because he don't know what to say again. That is the way they are programmed. They see you now as a carnal. Learn on your spiritual thing.
Every angle you try to follow them with looks at. In fact, I normally tell them that the sense of somebody who is the ignorance of the person who is being oppressed. Most of our people are so emotional, their reasoning is so blocked that we don't know if this is really going to be very difficult for us to come out from. If you try to attract reasoning, they will tell you that you are in the world. You are some of them when you come to them, or when they hear that your ideologies are far from what they believe, they don't want to reason with you. You ask them what's the difference between when you talk about Roman Catholic and the images that they use in representing what should I call it, the spiritual things. I ask them what's different from something that is being carved. This thing is the same thing that they said that this was wrong. This was the same thing our people were using and it was wrong. What's the difference between that? The molded object. What's the difference? Can we talk about this? They show you are you are a carnal man, you are the physical, and you are not understanding the spiritual things. You ask them, okay, you use cell phone, you use a lot of things that are being made physically. Why can't you say, okay, this person doesn't attend church, so I shouldn't use a mobile phone, I shouldn't use this or that. You first investigate and find out if this person attends the same church or the same faith with you before you decide to use whatever this person invented or not. It's so frustrating. Actually, I have a lot of things to say, but I think I will give other people time also to talk. My name is I'm calling from Onitsha. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I understand what you're saying. It is frustrating, but it is not impossible. Look, it is not something of one day. It is something progressive. Caller on direct line. Can you hear me? Call on direct line. Caller on direct line, can you hear me? Caller on direct line for the last time, can you hear me? There, we'll go on, please, Mazi.
For you, forever we have conquered already. To thank you, and I also want to ask a very important question. But before I start, I will go against your rule a little again today, because sometimes I begin to think that some certain things are not meant to be ruled off entirely from this our movement, not struggle any longer. Now, my argument is this. Looking into this area of what you tagged the ideology of Trinity in Christendom, where they said God is in Trinity, God is a Trinity or something. When you were presenting your cause. So now my argument is this: that you are not by any means inherit on this platform have come on the earth where we exist as human through his son Jesus Christ. I am not quoting Yeshua for now, in Christendom. In the image of Jesus Christ, this is presence out of our mothers that we are all sinners. So why again can you come and say that it's not a good ideology, that you don't believe that God is in the image of I don't know if my question is clear, because I know why I'm saying this, because
Mazi,
there are some certain things we should root
repeat
off.
your question.
Yeah.
Repeat.
Okay, my question is this again. Looking into the introductory part of your presentation tonight, you talked about the Trinity as not a thing to ideologically accepted in the case study of Christianity. When you were giving your illustration after diverse religion, you have pinpointed how they came and how it has been happening within their circle. Now, my question is this again. I don't believe that you are presenting this thing rightly, because to me, I think you are going in the side of preaching everything on this belief of Christianity. Don't you think so that you off the platform by saying that God came in the image of Trinity, three persons in one? For me, for people to be that for every one of all. And now you are so it is. I don't know again.
Mazi, okay, let me, because your line is digital, honestly, but to the way I understand what you said, you know, let me tell you this. I am not saying that you know, the Trinity is good or bad per se. What I'm saying, they call Christianity monotheism. Monotheism is the belief in one almighty God. But how come now they have three in one God? Do you see where they always confuse people with you know, ana tega mmadụ ya na akpọ orography oge iwo ụmụaka itinye gị orography n'ishi so that it is confused. But not, oh, you cannot confuse us. They, you know, when they say, oh, pagans, they have different gods, this and that, but Christianity is one God. But they say, okay, there is three in one God, and one born the other, and the other is a father, and they are three in one. Now, I read about Hinduism, that openly talks about they have various gods and goddesses. One is Brahma, the creator. The other one is Vishnu, the preserver. And the other one is Shiva, the destroyer. I say, what is the difference between this trinity in Hinduism with this trinity in Christianity? But they say Christianity is the belief is a monotheist God. I mean, a monotheist religion that believes in one God. So all these are confusions they are putting. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but we have it's not our own thing. We shouldn't standardize the worship of God through foreign religion they brought to us. We have our own thing, our own way of worship. That is where we should go back to start looking and start researching and start going back. Not when you talk about God, you know, people to quote the Bible as if that is the only way. No, that is not. We have our own way. That is what I'm saying. So we should go back. If that thing they are worshiping, it might be good for themselves, for the Europeans. It might be good for them because that is the way they modelize. I call it modelization of Christianity, because Christianity, after all, didn't come from Europe. It's from the Middle East. But because they were in power, the Europeans, Roman Empire were in power. That is why they hijacked it from the Israelis and modelize it using their tradition, so that it will become, it's a modelizing and modernizing, so that it becomes palatable to the world community, to use it to continue conquering and indoctrinating people. That is what I'm saying. Go on, Mazi. Oh, I'm sorry, you are on direct line. You are gone. I have a caller on signal. Caller on signal. Welcome to the program. Can you hear me? Caller on signal.
Mazi Jonathan, can you hear you? Good sir.
Mazi, caller on signal. Please go on. No. Reconnecting. I don't know. Mazi, caller on signal. Go on. Go out. Go on. You go and be fast because your connection is not too good. Go on. No, they're connecting. Please get stronger this thing and call back, please. I have a caller on WhatsApp. Welcome to the program. Can you hear me? Call on WhatsApp.
Yeah, good evening, Mazi.
There, welcome to the program.
My name is Nwobi Chimezie Chukwualoka. I'm calling from Oka. So, Mazi, I just want to thank you for the good work you are doing. I believe that this revolution has already started, and we are getting there. What we just need now is our country, Biafra. Because I believe that once Biafra is being restored, and we that are following up, when we that have already been liberated from this mental slavery, when we start doing our own things, and we are progressing, all these people that are still doubting us, when they see how we are doing, they must convert. You understand? Then there is something that there's one thing I want to say about this Bible. For me, I believe that Bible is a moral book, not a word of God or whatever. But for me personally, I believe it's a moral book. You understand? So people should not be using Bible every time, Bible, because what progresses a nation is law. You understand? Like during Mazi Chineke's program in the morning, for me, I don't like bringing people to come on radio and be telling us everything Bible. For me, it sounds like a moonlight tales. That's my personal opinion. Then there is another form of mental slavery that is going on in this part of the country, like Nigeria or whatever, and people are not even going as in observing it. There is this company they call with different name. They started with GNLD. From there, they changed it to New Life, and now they are terming it different name. They go about giving our young boys and girls false hope of getting riches. You see our young youth, instead of engaging themselves in learning trade or, they will be going around selling people's products in the hope of becoming millionaire in the future. I think we should look into these things. I'm suggesting that when Biafra comes, we will not ban anybody from selling their drugs. But if you want to sell your product, market your product and sell it, and stop building a community trying to give people false hope. Because for me, all those things are lie. Sometimes when I was in Lagos, I fall prey to their distance. But when you, after paying their registration fee, when you go through their distance, you will find out that everything is a lie. So I will stop here. Thank you, Biafrans.
When there is no law guiding a country, what do you get? This is what you get. That is why we are fighting tooth and nail in order to get out of that Obudu Ajo war in Nigeria, called Nigeria. Because they don't have a planned future or plans for the children, for the youths. Nothing. Only bet Niger, playing pools, no engagement, no viable, real engagement of the youths to learn trade or to do something to bring out what is their energy, focus their energy in something right that will benefit everybody. No way. We must continue. Mazi Nnamdi, can you hear me?
Am I?
Yes, go on, Mazi Chibuike, can you hear me? Mazi Nnamdi. Mazi Chibuike, Mazi Nnamdi, the platform is all yours, please. Mazi, can you hear me? Okay, go on, please. Go on, please. There we Mazi, is you You are coming out. I say, go on, Mazi, please. We are waiting for you. Maybe you call back. I don't know. Otherwise, I'm hearing you. The whole world is hearing you. Please go on. You see? I don't know. Caller on. Let me. Caller on signal. Please go on. I mean, caller on signal. Can you hear me? Go on, please.
Hello, Mazi.
Caller on signal.
My name is Insulos. I'm from Morocco. Mazi Jonathan, you do a wonderful job tonight. God bless you. God bless you. I'm blessed. I feel you will be worldwide. And what I want to say is because of this religion of issue. You see, these two religions, they both here. I stay in control. Creating me and that's it, imam or a general pastor, president cannot come out and tell people that that man is not Muhammad Buhari. And these people, because of they are in control, so yeah, because of they are in control, that person that become a what they call it, like a gumi, all those criminals, all of them they study in America. The other ones call themselves a cardinals, and the other ones they study in the there where you see them wash them. If not IPOB, I'm telling you, after this is 2023, now you will see what this world will talk about 250 million population dead working. I'm telling you, where there every day you're talking, what are you talking about Christianity? You said it, my brother, you said it on human being. How can you become son of a God? That is an offense. You see, very big offense. But they bring it to us and now take our own religions down. And how they take these religions down, they put it in a way, to the extent in a black nation, somebody will raise an Islamic flag to come and even talk an Arabic word. Look at how far from the farthest state. Raising it, taking it, beheading people, killing. There you know that those people, they have already weak, as the Satanists are weak in the Christianity, very weak. Because if there is man there, such a thing cannot happen. At all. But today now it's become an action job for Roman. This is how it was. They never call themselves how the whole world are going to look at them on 2023. Now they are talking of Peter B, I think, and this and that. But single truth still remain under carpet. My brother, your word this night, my brother, you don't need any question. God bless you. Thank you. Continue your good job.
There, Mazi. And remember blessed too. Caller on direct line. Can you hear me? Caller on direct line. Welcome to the program. Caller on direct line. Please go on. Caller on direct line. Can you hear me? For the last time. Caller on direct line. Can you hear me? No. No need of destroying your data. I mean, your airtime. Mazi Nnamdi, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Mazi Nnamdi. There, well, please go on. Continue speaking. Go on.
really wrong with the connection because I'm not hearing anything coming from the studio. And there are some intermittency, along the line. That's why it seems like I'm confused. But in any way, thank you so much for accepting my call this evening. And I greet Biafrans worldwide for their courageousness and consistency. Mazi Jonathan, I just want to, I don't know how long we will debate on this issue of religion and the stupidity of an average African or a multitude of them. But it has happened for our case. We have been caged for the past, let's say, a minimum of 400 years. That we are in this hollow, shallow, deep darkness. So I believe it will also take a long way for us to disentangle ourselves. The few of us that understand or that God gave the discernment to understand what is happening are somehow, I don't know if we can call ourselves lucky or not, because sometimes you go mad when you see the amount of stupidity that circles you and circles your people. It is depressing. But we must keep talking. We must keep yelling. Let me ask a question, or I don't know if it is let me say a rhetorical question. Those people who do die for a religion of which they do not know the source, they might know the source, but what about the reason of bringing it to you? Have they asked themselves, why did your colonizers, everybody knew the brutality of these colonizers, and after all this brutality, how could they bring you something that will lead you to heaven? These are just commonsensical questions. I don't know why it takes them so difficult. I don't know why it took them so much time to understand, even incapable to understand, that it is not possible for these people who harmed us, who enslaved us, who colonized us, to bring us something that will lead us to eternity or what?
A good place. To a good place. That is
almost impossible. It can never happen. It can never happen. So the question is, what to do is because we got to always put a point, a solution of what to do. Religion itself is not bad, but intention is what matters. Now, humanity has been historically religious, whether modern or ancient or archaic. There has always been one thing that people believe. It is in our nature, because there are things that is beyond us to understand how it came all about. Because of this, people believe in God. Now, as we are agitating for Biafra, Mazi, we should not throw our religion away, but we must create our own religion for our own benefit. Because we have now seen that what these people brought to us has no benefit, nothing, not even moral benefit, nothing. Because when you look at an average Christian over there, I believe your family are Christians, mine as well, you do not see anything that resembles Christ-like. They are a bunch of wicked people, lack of moral, lack of anything, nobility, So it is clear that what they brought to us brought nothing good to us. So what we have to do is, we should not throw away religion. We will keep religion, but we will make religion to guide our people. That is exactly the originators of religion created religion to guide their civilization. This is as well what we will do to guide our people, to benefit us, to lead our people exactly where we would like them to be. So I would like this discussion to be based on that, inform our people that what we are practicing now is not of benefit to us, but what we will continue with the religion, but the religion will direct us of where we will be. That is why when you ask me, Mazi Jonathan, let me cut it short. When you ask me if any religion has no power or no effect in killing you immediately you sin, or you erred, then that religion is inconsequential. So I personally suggest that if we are going to maintain religion, of which I believe is necessary, we should go back to Abara, the old one that whenever you commit anything, it kills you. It becomes more effective and it becomes useful for growth. Mazi Jonathan, I will leave it there and we will continue with this. If anybody is telling you, talking, that person doesn't know his problem. Our problem has been created for the past 400 years that nobody counted them. That was the worst thing. Nobody counted them. When you counter them, they look at you as Obanje, something is wrong with you. Up until IPOB came. You understand? This is why now, before IPOB came, you don't speak about the religion. Your sister will tell you, you understand? Just like some people, let me digress why. Just like some people say Igbo land was peaceful. All of a sudden there are a problem everywhere. These people doesn't know that Igbo land, our people, we are boxed in a corner. You know, we are boxed, you know, that people cannot react. It was only IPP that came and asked questions that rejuvenated the people. So Igbo land, we are conquered somehow. You don't agree with me with that one, but that was what it is before IPOB came. So that is the point I'm making here. These people, we are unchallenged for so many years. That is why so many of our people, you know, we are swimming in ignorance until IPOB also came to challenge them. And I believe if we continue in this path, in the very near future, we will get to where we are going. Thank you, Mazi Jonathan. Let me just remind our people that tomorrow, here in Switzerland, in the city of Lausanne, ancient city of Lausanne, it is a French city. We will be holding our general meeting, and I expect anybody, every IPOB member and newcomers to be there. Our HODs, our European rep, and everybody will be there. Come over there, ask any question of concern, and then we will detail you of the way forward. Thank you, Mazi Jonathan, and good evening.
Mazi, thank you very much. Wada, I think you want to say something, but before you do that, let me reiterate on also the point made by our brother. What we want, both a religion. We are not. I'm not saying that religion is bad. After all, I used to distinguish religion. What we practice as our menala is a religion also. You understand? Remember how when I said it. So, but this religion imported to us is not our natural thing. It is not beneficial to us. Rather, it is killing us. It is destroying us as a people. Because we didn't master it. It's not our uncle. Because that is why, you know, when you go to a road that it doesn't favor you, you turn back. That is what we are saying. Look at Christianity. How many churches in a street, in a village? You see not less than 10 churches in a village, different churches. Every time, you know, noise everywhere, and they preach. And how is the village progressing? That is the way you read the result. What is the result of what people are doing? People continues to be, you know, more bad, worse. Why? Because they cannot build it cannot help in ameliorating the society. We are in a very wrong society. That is one thing. So that is why we should go back to where we come from. Because we have gone this way, it doesn't favor us. We make a change. It's not something that is easy for one day. No. Rather, it is something, it's a gradual process. Before, please, let me give this person call on direct line. Can you hear me?
Sure, Mazi.
Caller on direct line, can you hear me? For the last time, I don't know what is happening. Oh, yeah, I know. Oh, zoo. Caller on direct line, can you hear me? Nowhere. Nowhere. Yeah, Wanda, please go on if you want to say something before people that are waiting.
Yeah. Yes, Mazi, quickly again. You know, we have to continue to drum this because when I hear one or two people,
you're on the road, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I told you I'm coming to pick you.
Okay, that's why I didn't understand. That is why the network sometimes your voice cracks.
Yeah, it goes out. Yeah, because I'm having trouble with that area. Okay. So yeah, I just woke up. When I woke up was when I called. I said, "Oh my God!" I looked at it. So I'm going to go pick her. So, but anyway, when I hear one or two of us speak again, it continues to make me to understand that we still have a lot of work to do, which is unravel the fundamentals, untangle the fundamentals, which is we are not saying that a particular religion is better or is instituted by God. No particular religion is instituted by God. God is not an initiator of any particular religion. Now let's go. The names even gives them all up. Roman Catholic is trying to tell you it's a Roman culture. It has to do with Roman value. Judaism, Jewish culture, Jewish way of life. Hinduism is talking about India. Buddhism, when you look at all religions, it's only our own that was not promoted. Our own was kind of put under the rocks, tarnished, destroyed. That's what they wanted to do. To give us, because they told us that our own is not right. Every religion is subject to its culture, to the culture of the people, because that's how it came to be. People are trying to find a way to fulfill their emotional desire and try to figure out who we are, how we are here. It has nothing to do with that supreme deity, call him God, whatever. Okay? We must understand that, because I continue to hear our people talk about it. Even the traditional religion, our own Omenala, is constituted through our own people, their values, their understanding. We must understand it. So we are not saying that our own religion is superior to that of the white man. What we are saying is this: that's who we are. We must go back, go and investigate, do researches, let it evolve, bring it to where it is. Others have been or are. Because if we were the one that conquered other people, our religion would have been what would have sold into them, because that's our way of life. Just like again you said that is the best, even when it may not be. So that's what religion is all about. Just like your culture, your day, your dialect, it doesn't make it the best, but that's who you are. We must understand it. The damage has been done, it's gone on for a long time. Just like the argument I brought up, these men, especially our men, because I'm paying attention. If you pay attention, you see that from 50 years down, this is where they have captured our men, our young men. All have a church in Ishi now. Before, church was more of women and children thing. Now those children have grown. They are the ones now that are pioneering and trying to perpetuate this evil deed, which the intention was to colonize us, to keep us in mental slavery. Let us buy their own way of life, because if I can get you to think the way I think, then I own you. Somebody like me call it renting space in your mind without paying a dime. That's what they have done. We must unravel it. And let me bring this dimension or frontier to our people. Let me tell you, why people are fascinated about our own religion. They are. If you have the opportunity to teach it to them, minister to them, the true, not the fake one. Because in every religion you have good, bad, and ugly. When you minister to a white person or a Westerner about our own culture, they're fascinated. They want to know. They want to learn. A whole lot of them are going to places like the Republic of Benin to understand this religion. So there is beauty in who we are. That's the bottom line. And there is beauty in everybody's culture. None is superior. None of them is orchestrated, instituted by God. Whatever you call God, whomever you call God. That's the argument we are bringing. So let our people understand that religion is different from spiritualism. That two different things. They are not the same thing. People are confusing the two. That's where the problem is. So Mazi, I'm going to yield now because I'm running into traffic because my network might get bogged up because of traffic here. But I'm listening, Mazi.
Be careful.
Yes, sir. No problem.
I have callers waiting. Caller on WhatsApp. Caller on Signal, please continue holding on. Caller on WhatsApp has been there to 15 minutes. Caller on WhatsApp, welcome to the program. Can you hear me?
Good evening, Mr. Jonathan.
There were Mazi.
Calling from Biafra land, from my location.
There were.
Please, I'm a happiest person because of this religious program. Honestly, I thank God on it. So, cancel any why. On a bam obioma, ezoku ka na agwa maka na ihe anyị na-emebiri anyị ihe gbasara religion na na-emebiri anyị ihe ọ ya mere anyị amaghịzi ebe anyị na-aga iji gwa nke wee eziokwu afụta okwu darata anyị Nnamdi Kanu onye isi anyị na m na-anụ okwu ya na religion na-agwụkwa ihe ọzọ na-eme m obiọma msị ka m kelee Chineke m na-agwụkwana gị ọ na-ede ihe na-eme na-aba ihe gala nwaada anyị na-akụzi na-aba ọ na-aba ọfụma ọ na-aba well ọ na-alaghachikwala azụ n'ihi na ọ religion na-awụ ihe mere na ndị mmadụ anaghị join this group ọ religion ọtụtụ ndị nọ na ndị na-ekpe ụka dị iche iche nwere ndị na-eme ha laikiri ihe a na-eme but ha enweghị ike join due to religion. Ana m agwa eziokwu ọ na-aba so enweghị m ọtụtụ okwu ka m mara iri oge ka ndị ọzọ kwuo mana ya m na-ekwu na ọ na-alaghachikwa n'azụ and chetakwa na ndị ụlọ anyị nwere ntị ike and ihe onye ọbụla ịhụrụ chere na ya ma ihe nnukwuru na-anaghị ewe ndụmọdụ onye ha anaghara ha agaghị ụzọ ndị ụmụ Biafra ọtụtụ ụmụ Biafra were na ha ama ihe mana ha na-agaghị ụzọ and enwere okwu ikwuru ebe a isi dat na n'ọtụtụ mgbe na anyị na-ekwu maka ka anyị nwee ike satisfy ya someone or some people then ya agaghị ekwuzi ihe kwesịrị na anyị ga-ekwu ma ome ihe kwesịrị na anyị ga-eme but ihe ibrek ọla this yoke ịmaghị na ibrek go this yoke because this religion thing our director mere ka o tinye aka many people hey don't go there don't go there ịma na onye isi anyị na-ege ntị ya eji nwayọọ gbanye ọkụ but today or since break on this yoke were banye n'ihe gbasara religion and ma gwa gradually Chineke ga-agwọkwa ala Biafra ọzọ gwọọ ya dị mma ihe niile adị mma anyị nwee ike mee gịnị even abịa na Chukwu a na-akpọ okay the white people they are calling God otu anyị n'ogbe anyị na-akpọ Chukwu okike abịama ịkpọ Chukwu okike abịama gị mara na ọwụ ihe na-aghọta ka ị na-akpọ ihe ma isi ya nwere ọdị ya ka ị na-akpọ na Chukwu okike kere ihe niile ndị nna nna ha na-akpọ ya Chukwu okike abịa mana ị na-abịa nso gị na-eme gịnị gị na-amara ya so biko ana m ekele gị na-asị ka Chineke du anyị ma chekwa onye isi anyị mee ka ishikpo ndị iro anyị niile ka ha nwee ike hapụga onye isi anyị Nnamdi Kanu ka anyị nwee ike nwee Biafra maka na o kwere Chineke nkwa na-enye anyị Biafra na-enye ya Biafra na ihe niile ụmụ Biafra ga-edewere Chineke fee ya dewere ya ụbọchị izu ike fee ya n'ụdị kwesịrị n'ụdị nke eziokwu na ezi omume. Thank you very much.
Ndewo Mazi ikwuchago ya. We are not going back, we are not going back. In this restoration there is no-go area. It's impossible. We're on no-go area. Nkono namba na eghere mba nni. I restore not to back to our roots. Ọ ga-akara anyị mma n'ihi na anyị atara ya n'ụzọ nke nwere no road. Instead ihe anyị nụwo ịgba loss. Caller on direct line, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, Mazi Jonathan.
Yeah, well, welcome to the program.
This is your brother Mazi from
It's been a long time, your voice, I think.
Hello?
Yes, I'm saying Otekwela.
Yes,
Very long time.
Hope you are. Yeah. This here that I was so happy about it. Before I was doing like that, in the Nnamdi Kanu, or my people of Biafran, he created now for our own time. The man who made us to move us today. If not because of him, I couldn't have known the lesson that I did today. And I got again good to our dealers, especially to our security, Mazi, the first man in this, that said, let me say what sometimes him and protecting him and giving him more strength more than ever before. And everyone that who has been fighting one way or the other to make sure we reach up to the level that we have been. I think one of them, and let us not look back. Success is ours, and we've already get our own system in our own time. Because we are here to save our own history. No person can be able to keep our own history any longer because we have come up to take what belongs to us. And coming to this program, which is religious program, thank you so much for this. Because this religious program, issue of religion has cost us a lot in this struggle. I can say that if it comes to it, difference of freedom, this religion of a thing, this struggle, I can say is costing us about 5% damage to our religion. That means the 5 is the one that I can say that is religious. But coming in the essence of this 35, believe me. So in the essence of this religious thing, if you start watching it, if you go to other people, the other people say that it's my religion, I will not do this. Maybe that thing that they ask you to do is what that will cause our freedom near. If you see it up and clear, and the person will not do that in the process of the things, are you saying that they have not caused no damage on that side? It's a high time that you have to understand the essence of religion and the essence of this freedom. Because religion cannot more hammer than more anything. But you know the reason why that we are looking for this thing. We should drop all these things aside. So all these things that you have to say now is that for us to be cool and this is what did our forefathers do? How did they wash them? How did they wash to Kadema? And that is what they have to understand. And that is what they have to understand. So for us to know what we are doing now, I'm just saying that all of us have to stand up and stop the and keep on moving ahead. So these people can remember there's a time that the formal I don't want to mention in that time they just try all they could to make sure that because they wanted that time to live which one of my colleagues way of. So, and what you are doing now is this happening again. Because these people they say that this thing is against my own denomination, against my own denomination, against my own denomination, and this is what is put from the white man. The body is put from the white man. How many of us know how our father used to worship their own religion? So most of us cannot even identify. My father used to worship Kadem. And that is the only way who can think of what you are looking for. You see that you say that I'm the tribe of God. You know the meaning of God. You know the word how God used to worship. You see, because how me and you telling me this is my own denomination and this is my own denomination is how God used to worship. Everybody is saying what's up for the thing. Collecting money between themselves, saying that they want to pay him. But in the day of somebody is coming, Mazi Jonathan. That's what I know that. Let us stop giving us this type of knowledge so that our people will feel risky. Because the reason of our people is very, very far. And it's the same time we have to live like a human being. For us to know where we are going. But for us to take what belongs to us. So much like I recommend you and I say, what I anything we have got ourselves. I've already get confidence. No going back. Not even I'm thinking of going and eat. Neither Biafra or all of us have to win. But we must gain our freedom. No matter what.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm
Mazi. It is either Biafra or Biafra. That will not even prevent us from getting Biafra. It is either Biafra or Biafra. Caller on, let me see, Signal. Welcome to the program. We are winding down towards the end of this program. Please call on Signal. Go on, please. You second to the last caller. Can you hear me?
Yes, Mr. Jonathan.
Welcome to the program.
My name is Mazi. I'm from my location. Mazi, this topic tonight is very, very interesting. It's very interesting to tell you that, you know, why people have killed us. I'm telling you the fact. Let me not waste much of your time, but I want to say something about this religion, because our people always be falling away in the name of religion. But the last time we saw a particular church dancing on the gutter, carrying themselves in the name of religion, you know, in the name of religion. I really marvels. You know, I could remember when I was a little, when we were a little, in our own village. You know, in a rainy season like this, maybe by rainy season before for an apple. Over a kind of masquerade on 18 hour, that's more than 18 hour ballet. Mongwa is a form of culture, you know, which are always people in that village knows. I will not call the name of that particular village, but they call the name of that Itimawa Onye Kurumakana. But during that particular time, I was in the village. I was in that particular village during that time. You know, it's in form of you know, religion and all that. And people are very happy with that kind of things. And during that time, you can never do anything bad. You can never kill your brother. Whatever you, guys, only you get, maybe you wasted blood, or you kill somebody unknowingly, or even knowingly, maybe you kill someone in secret. The only guy know them we would that kind of person, or him commit that kind of crime. Maybe they commit a crime against the land. What I mean, crime against the land. During that olden days, Allah Topotage. And what Allah gets set up tag, nobody knows. You be the nasa no. All during the time of these evil people called Britain, everything. You see, Britain and the Roman, they are the same. I want to ask a question. Let our people go back and think. Actually, remember the baptism. I'm not against religion, though. But in the ordinary, let's in the tradition, maybe only yes, Mazi Sina Agebu Pro, yes, I think this they call so Christian religion will become against those people. But what got the same baptism? Any aneme, Masatra Miri, Ndi ordinary may, Ndi nka are against them. Why Ndi Christianity na Ghana Miri, Buru Mari Ghana Miri, Jemeye baptism, Sukuani Miri, but in ordinary may, these Christianity people will now become against them. You see, Britain and the Roman, they know what they did. And that's in our churches today. If you are sick now, then to Pentecost, in that particular moment, you'll be denied Holy Communion. Simple because you are sick. Then took you to Pentecost for you to get healing, or took you to somewhere else for you to get your healing. That is not their own side of religion. Is religion here with is a fake religion. my forefather was in slave trade is because of religion. Because of Britain, that's why father was involved in trade. And the Hana forefathers are evil. At the Mazi, giving our orientation on this religion so that our brain and our mind will come back. Let's go back to our roots. Our roots are evil. And the Hana forefathers are evil. At the Mazi, giving our orientation on this religion so that our brain and our mind will come back. Let's go back to our roots. Our roots are evil. And the Hana forefathers are evil. At the Mazi, giving our orientation on this religion so that our brain and our mind will come back. Let's go back to our roots. Our roots are evil. And the Hana forefathers are evil. At the Mazi, giving our orientation on this religion so that our brain and our mind will come back. Let's go back to our roots. Our roots are evil. And the Hana forefathers are evil. At the Mazi, giving our orientation on this religion so that our brain and our mind will come back. Let's go back to our roots. Our roots are evil. And the Hana forefathers are evil. At the Mazi, giving our orientation on this religion so that our brain and our mind will come back. Let's go back to our roots. Our roots are evil. And the Hana forefathers are evil. At the Mazi, giving our orientation on this religion so that our brain and our mind will come back. Let's go back to our roots. Our roots are evil. And the Hana forefathers are evil. At the Mazi, giving our orientation on this religion so that our brain and our mind will come back. Let's go back to our roots. Our roots are evil. And the Hana forefathers are evil. At the Mazi, giving our orientation on this religion so that our brain and our mind will come back. Let's go back to our roots. Our roots are evil. And the Hana forefathers are evil. At the Mazi, giving our orientation on this religion so that our brain and our mind will come back. Let's go back to our roots. Our roots are evil. And the Hana forefathers are evil. At the Mazi, giving our orientation on this religion so that our brain and our mind will come back. Let's go back to our roots. Our roots are evil. And the Hana forefathers are evil. At the Mazi, giving our orientation on this religion so that our brain and our mind will come back. Let's go back to our roots. Our roots are evil. And the Hana forefathers are evil. At the Mazi, giving our orientation on this religion so that our brain and our mind will come back. Let's go back to our roots. Our roots are evil. And the Hana forefathers are evil. At the Mazi, giving our orientation on this religion so that our brain and our mind will come back. Let's go back to our roots. Our roots are evil. And the Hana forefathers are evil. At the Mazi, giving our orientation on this religion so that our brain and our mind will come back. Let's go back to our roots. Our roots are evil.
That land that will make you will see battle, you will not perform, you will not plumb against you are fellow human being. Your husband cannot plan bad against wife. Wife cannot plan bad against husband. Let all fathers, mothers stopping their children church. I have 5 children. I stop them the church. I stop my wife church, and I tell them the reason why. And my wife research, and I use the Bible little because they use the Bible focus them. I go back to the places Old Testament. My first daughter asked me, why here Old Testament? I asked my first daughter back, God is two? He said no. I said God is old and God is now, and that same God is forever. It's only one, the creator. Which this God you are calling. If you are calling God, remember there is different type of spirit called God. Even though sun name is a God, even though moon is a God. That is why use your language to pray, so that you use your language to pronounce the Almighty Father, the Creator, so that it will not be confusing you. Because pronouncing God, you are calling God, you are praising God, which you are praising different God. You don't know the one you are calling. If you call the Chukwu Okike Chineke Holy Self, Abase, Tamuno, now you will follow him according to the tradition, so that you know what is bad and what is good. You live bad and do the good thing. And many people going to church as a religion, as a Christianity, why they're making mistake, they believe that without going to church, if you pray, God will not answer you. And which that is the way the European and Britain take confuse our people. Just only blame word with English. Just use it to tell them your father one is bad, this one is bad. Then went and meet all those one, they mold with ordinary hand and put it fire. It will catch because that one is man-made. But there is those one which created by the land. Before the human being came, nobody went there and born it, because there is a spirit in my land, controlling my land, like that tree is there. I remember 1 year we were growing, they bring a pastor, they bring engine, they pray, they cut it, but those ones they cut it die, but the tree already grew more than where it had before. Which will continue teaching them about your religion, because if you are calling God is true, but if you are not following the way given to you in your land and the way of your forefather, if you are not following the way, you are calling him now to 20 years, it will not answer you. I remember that he said, call me by my name. And that is why the Amala, the good thing is doing in our land and our father protecting them. That is to our fathers. Promise him and use in name, giving the children's name, glorify him. Any day you call me Chukwu Emeka, you are glorifying the Chukwu Ikediema. Any day you call Chibike, you are glorifying Chukwu Ikediema. Any day you call Kanu, you are glorifying Chukwu Ikediema. That is what your name. Follow your identity. Your identity. Come your name. Come through your identity. Nigeria cannot give you identity. You are giving your name IK. You are giving your name Sikh. You are giving your name Play. He cannot give you identity. And go back and start knowing that your own is the best. The white man own is the best to him. It's not to say you not support, you are supporting religion or not supporting religion. It's not your own. No need to support it. You cannot see battle. You cannot see battle because you are seeing money inside. You will be supporting that thing because of that money. When Biafra come, the Biafra government make the land to be okay. Under 1 year, you will not see any place called church again. Because why? They first to brainwash you, wicked you by kill you your spiritual career, destroy your brain, destroy you to not control yourself in your land. It make you be poor. Now they open they carry religion Christianity. People open. You are looking yourself now without going to church, you will not make money. But if there is company, factory everywhere in the land, booming, lights everywhere, where you will see anyone who will cry for money, will make him to think, place before I will get this money. It will make him to go to church. Mechukwu Ikebie megozie gị, ihe gị mmụọ akọ n'uche amamihe. Preaching. This is the best way for even to support the kingdom of God coming, because not man will bring the kingdom of God. It's him himself. Chineke bi eme gozie gị ihe gị mmụọ akọ n'uche amamihe onye preaching. This is the best way for even to support the kingdom of God coming, because not man will bring the kingdom of God. It's him himself.
Your parting shot, your closing remarks, please.
Okay, Mazi, again, I'm going to start by apologizing again, because it's important to me. I cherish this program. I love our listeners. I am not, it's out of character of me. I take everything I do in my life very serious. That is why I engage in something I'm serious about it. So please, my people, my listeners, our listeners, I am so sorry. As I'm speaking now, I'm in transit trying to pick up my daughter. So, having said that, I believe you have understood me and you have forgiven me. It was not intentional. I overslept. It's nature. So, my passing word is this. Again, we must understand that what happened to us is orientation. It took time for us to find ourselves where we are today. So it's going to take time to unravel this mystery, to unclog, not unraveling, to unclog this web they put in our minds, which is our head, about religion. Again, we are not here to tell you that our religion and any other religion. Just like Mazi continues to use the word, that's the bottom line. Because when you are rooted in your own who you are, you become the best. Even where we are in Western world, one of the good things they do is this: you don't want people to be fake about themselves. Because when you're in tune with who you are, then you can be able to express the best of who you are. But when you're fake, you're trying to emulate somebody, you can chase that shadow. It's like a high. You will never get there. So let us go back. Begin to put in works. Research. There is something one sister, I think her name is Crystal. I follow her a little bit. She said the Europeans are saying that they are willing to bring our deity, the symbols of our deities. Like another brother said here, those symbols are not really when you come into spiritualism, are not the gods. They're just a symbol. A human will believe in vision, just like a cross. Cross is not the deity of Christ, but it's just to give people or those symbols that belt, even though they told you that your own is evil, they went back and produced the same symbols. Tell us to worship them, and we're worshiping them. So they are not really the spiritual aspect of their own religion, but it's something to give you, because human beings were visual, to give us an idea, something to hold on to. So now this sister made an argument. She said now they are beginning to agree they want to return our all those carved things, but how can they return it? They took them from us. This is her argument, which was made a little bit of sense. Took all those things, telling us they were not. Took them in their country, built museum, honored them. If they are there, those spirits were able to inspire them. They came up with all these things, all this technology when we are in darkness. Now they have finished. Took them in their country, built museum, honored them. If they are there, those spirits were able to inspire them. They came up with all these things, all this technology when we are in darkness. Now they have finished. It's called watering it. It will not grow. What has happened to us is because when they came and saw this garbage to us, we abandoned who we are. So our ancestors now, they are on God. Not that God has left us. Because we are not doing those rituals, those things that we're supposed to do. We are far away from those things. That is why it looks when we call it God is not hearing us. No. So let us go back and reconnect to who we are. Even the ground we are on. Let me put this argument, then I'll back off. Do you know that when you bury somebody, the body of a human being goes back and pumps the hand you step? So there's a connection. Okay, the sand. If you dig up that sand and you use the modern technology, you can pull up the profile, the genetic profile of that individual from that place. So we are connected to our ground. That's who we are. So every time we step our feet on our ground, we are in connection with our deities. We are in connection with our ancestors. We are in connection with our values. That is why it's called Allah. You see, Allah, BNB witness, because the ground is really who I am. My physical body goes and becomes the sand. Science. And that is why indeed what you see, this only one number. So that is the reason why somebody like me is seriously and strongly believing that Biafra, because with what is happening, some of us is sharing a number. And that's another thing we're beginning to discuss ourselves. Before indeed when our pride has, no matter where we because we are connected to who we are. So that's my party. I want to encourage us to continue to fight this fight. It's going to get okay, it's going to get there, but let us know that it's not an easy thing. It is overnight. It was a psychological manipulation. It's going to take time for us to unravel them. That's what I say. With that, I say, God bless we all. Bye-bye.
There, Wawada, thank you very much. As usual, also programmed us. What they did to us, it didn't occur in one day. It took centuries to materialize to where we are today. Therefore, it will also take time to drive us, to make us go back to where we are. Do you understand? What we are saying, let me reiterate. We are not saying that this religion is fake or that is fake, but drive us to make us go back to where we are. Do you understand? What we are saying, let me reiterate. We are not saying that this religion is fake or that is fake, but we should retain our own thing and stop allowing foreign religion to dominate and make us hate our own. That is the point we are making. There is no person, no religion that has monopoly of God. When you talk about God, people start quoting Bible because that is what you are exposed to know. Do you understand? It is not a generally accepted standard. It shouldn't be our standard. That is what you are preaching. Now, when you look at all these mainstream religions, Islam, Christianity, according to their preachings and the way, you see, does it mean that God forgot about black people? Because every messenger, every of the so-called God messengers come from the Caucasians, as they claim. Does it mean that we are proselytes in this planet, that we idolatrate people, we escorted people in this world, and so God forgot us? It is not the truth. It is because of what they preach to us, what they programmed us to believe. Look at all this saints in Christianity, saints. Have you seen any person from Biafra land as a saint? Does it mean that after God's creation, he just forgot us? These are questions you need to ask yourself. It's a rhetorical question. We have followed this religion. It is destroying us more than doing good. It might be good for the people that brought it, the Europeans. That is their culture. That is what I'm saying. But for us, we have our own thing. The same way we have our language. It is our thing. We are masters of our own thing, or in our own. We have our own thing. The same way we have our language. It is our thing. We are masters of our own thing, or in our own stand. When we continue learning, taking foreign religion, we can never be perfect on it, but we can be perfect on our own thing. We will be the people teaching foreigners on concerning our own. So that is it. So when you look at it, no black saint. What does it mean? It is just conquest. They use the religion is just for conquest. Conquer them physically, now indoctrinate them mentally, so that they follow us and become our pupils our forever students. The same way they are now teaching us how to be democratic, teaching us our own thing. Oh, you have to do election. But Britain, they are the people that, faked population census in Nigeria in first time. You understand? But now they are teaching us, you have a democracy, their own way. For you to understand that they are using it for their own benefit. The same way this religion. Don't you see how Katrina Liang, the British High Commissioner, went to Methodist Church, Anglican Church in Lagos. All she's doing is praising the vampire Queen of England, the late Queen. Do you expect her to, to castigate her? It's religion. Everybody there, be a good Anglican, she'll love the Queen. Do you see how they do it? Do you see how they use this religion, foreign religions, to indoctrinate us? You as a good Anglican, you shouldn't hate the Queen, even if he orchestrated the killing of millions of us. You have to love him, love her, pray for her, look at her as an angel. That is what foreign religion means. But we know what is good for us. We know what is good for us. We shouldn't allow people to dictate what they think that is good for us and we accept it. No. We know what is good for us. That is why the tweet of Professor Uju Anya, we are in support of her. We are at her back. Because she spoke fearlessly what is in the minds of millions of us. Do you understand? So, with as an Anglican adherent, Anglican church adherent, you have to pray for the Queen and love her. No matter that they slaughtered our fathers and our mothers and our people, millions. So you have to pray for her and love her. As one of our brothers said, why we have to continue hitting this? Because I say personally, I've seen many people that they love what we are doing, but they are restricted by their churches not to join something political, not to join the struggle of this world. And you want us to continue living it. Okay, it's okay for you. Continue. No. We have to liberate ourselves, and that is what we are doing. Biafrans and lovers of freedom. Biafra is our religion. Biafra is our identity. We have no other identity apart from Biafra. Before, we have been going as sheep without shepherd. No identity, no goal, nothing. Until the coming of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. For your information, the vampire of Imo State is committing genocide in our land. As of even today, they are attacking our people from the air and land. In all, massive Ebubago and soldiers shooting, burning houses and shops. For you to understand the mess we are in. It is still our own people that are inviting for it. The same thing that started during the slave age, very old age, slave trading. Our people compromising with foreigners to deal with our own people. That is what we are suffering. It's still going on till today. We must continue resisting. When they think that is brutal force that they will use in order to undo us, resistance becomes a duty for every one of us. We must continue resisting them. It is either Biafra or Biafra. We will never live or continue living under slavery, under servitude, under subjugation, under oppression, with no hope of tomorrow. No, we say no to this. Therefore, what we are doing is divine. Biafra is our religion. Biafra is our identity. Thank you for listening to this platform. Thank you for listening. From me, Mazi Jonathan Chinedu, from here, it is simply